And just tell me that it is okay in regards to the Wi-Fi. I've moved into a different place here today, so I need to know if the Wi-Fi is all sweet and good to go. But Sawati Crap, hello, how you going? So today on BK Sport, we are here for the Canterbury Bulldogs taking on the Redcliffe Dolphins in the first of the Origin round matchups. This is where you will see about 740,000 buys. Yes, you'll be saying bye to about, I think it's 6 or 7 teams. Let me have a look. So Broncos, Cowboys, Dragons, Rabbitohs, Storm, Titans, Tigers, 7 teams are all on buys this round. So there's actually really no point really going through the ups and downs of the ladder, because the ladder won't actually update until this game starts with those buys. So it kind of makes more sense to talk about the ladder and the standings and whatnot once today's game is actually finished and we're into tomorrow's game. When tomorrow's game is on, that would make a great deal more sense in regards to going through the ladder, because it's going to change dramatically, especially around that middle of the table. There is 5 teams on that like 10 to 12 point range that have buys, so it's going to be a big old change. But today's game between the Bulldogs and the Dolphins, they are obviously not in a bye. Let's get into the 2 team lineups and let's see how these 2 teams are tracking along so far this season. Obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and just let me know that everything is smooth in the chat, because I am in a different place from last week and the Wi-Fi can be a little bit spotty, so we'll see how it does go. But the Bulldogs, they come into this game in first position, whilst the Dolphins come into this game from 14th position, and this is at a core stadium in Sydney. Now, the NC of the Dogs are Blake Wilson, Jack Underhill, Jake Turpin, Josh Curran, and Samuel Hughes. They're all in, with the outs being Daniel Saluka Fafita, Jacob Kiraz, Kurt Mann, Maxi King, and Stephen Crichton. Obviously, a few of those are obviously Origin outs. A few of those, especially Maxi King, Stephen Crichton, whatnot. The fullback is Connor Tracy, with the wingers being Blake Wilson and Marcelo Montoya. Centers of Bronson Terry and Blake Taff. You go to the 5'8", Matt Burton, with the halfback being Toby Sexton. The front row forwards are Josh Curran and Samuel Hughes. Number 9 is Reid Marnie. You go to the back row of Vili Bombili Viliamikikau, who is the captain. The back row as well is Harry Hayes. And then Bailey Hayward is the lock. You go to the interchange, Lippo Hapoi, Jake Turpin, Curtis Marin, and Luke Smith, with the 18th man replacement being Jack Underhill, and the coach is Cameron Serraldo. This Dogs team obviously loses a lot of firepower here today. Lose a lot of firepower here today, unfortunately. Stephen Crichton is a big out, who is normally their captain. Maxi King is kind of their leading front row forward, but you know, that's going to be a dramatic loss for them, especially in a game where they're going to need some good old forwards to go toe-to-toe with a bit of a nitty-gritty forward pack there for the Dolphins. Even though they're minus Tom Gilbert, the point of the matter is they would have needed a guy like Max King, and Kurt Mann has been super underrated this season. Yeah, sure, like they're bringing in Josh Curran and Blake Wilson comes back into the lineup and whatnot, but ultimately this is going to be a tough little test here for the Dogs, and this Origin period will be a tough test for them overall. It'll be a really tough test for them, and we'll see how they can get through it, because if they, like, we've seen teams in the past who have been fantastic, and then Origin comes around, they lose a few players. Look at the Broncos from the 90s and 2000s. Look at the Panthers recently, the Roosters over the last couple of decades. The point of the matter is that there's always a couple of teams that are going to get absolutely smacked by Origin, and the Dogs right now, have been hurt by a couple. Not as many, though, as those other teams. Not as many. Like, it's not like the entire team is just Wampa Stomper, right? It's not like they've had 6, 7, 8 players out, but the better you are, the more you are going to get, and that's why you're seeing Maxi King in there. That's why you're seeing Stephen Crichton and the likes, right? But that's the Dogs team lineup for today. Now, the Dolphins, on the other hand, they've got Maxi Fine and Oren Keeley, with the outs being Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow and Tom Gilbert, 2 big outs there. The fullback is Jake Avarillo, with the wingers being Jermaine Sarko and Jack Bostock. Centers of Max Fine and Herbie Farnworth. The 5'8" is Cody Nikorima. Halfback is Saya Katoa. The props are Francis Molo and Felice Kafusi, who is the captain. The number 9 is Kurt Donahue. Back row is Kulikefu Finafibiaki and Oren Keeley. And the 13 is Ray Stone. You go to the interchange, Canelli Lemielu, Harrison Graham, Mark Nichols, and Josh Kerr, with the 18th man replacement being Sean O'Sullivan, and the coach is Christian Wolfe. This Dolphins team has been so up and down this season. You just don't know what you're going to get. Some days they are very, very good, and some days they are very, very bad. There's a reason why they started off the season 0-4 before they got a big win. So they lost the Rabbitohs, lost the Knights, lost the Tigers, and then lost the Broncos before beating the Titans pretty big, beating the Panthers pretty big, beating the Storm by a big margin, and then going and losing by a big margin to the Raiders, losing to the Roosters by quite a large margin, and then you go to the Eels game where they won 2016, and then only lost 16-12 to the Warriors last week at Suncorp Stadium. So, and they nearly came back on them too. They did. They nearly came back on them. So you really don't know. But the benefit here for the Dolphins, they come into this game, is that they've got the bye next week. Actually, the Bulldogs would have the bye next week too, wouldn't they? Hold on, let me just make sure of this. I feel like the Bulldogs would surely have the bye next week as well, because if they're playing this week, they probably get next week off. That is correct. Yeah, the Dolphins and also the Bulldogs both get the bye alongside the Sharks next week. So the benefit of both these teams is that they have the bye next week, meaning this is effectively a 4-point game for them. Really, really big. How do I read this game? Hamiso out is massive. Tom Gilbert, you know, that's due to injury more. So they're really only missing Hamiso, whilst the Dogs are missing a couple of critical players across. You know what? I'm gonna say the upset happens here today. I think the upset might happen. I'm not convinced at all. Like, I think the Dogs definitely should be deserved favourites. I think coming to this game, the Dogs should be deserved favourites. But I just get a little bit of a gut feeling, and I've found so many times this year when you get a gut feeling to go for it. You know, that gut feeling, whether it be a massive underdog or not, just if you've got that gut feeling, go for it. Do I think that the Dolphins are going to win? I think there's a good shout of it. I think 1 or 12 is on the cards. I don't think they're going to be going out and blowing out this Dogs team. But we have seen the Dogs, at some points they can falter. Obviously, mainly that Broncos game, but early on in games in the first half. So ultimately what wins this game here for the Dolphins is if they come out in the first half and then go on with it and just kind of hold out in the second half, because the Dogs have been very much a second half team. If you go back to the recent results here for the Bulldogs, they have really been struggling in first halves. And whilst it's all really good and well to talk about the second half comebacks, Dogs fans, you do also have to take note of the first halves, because they are happening. So obviously they beat the Roosters 24-20. It's a bit controversial. One of their tries was controversial, but they didn't score in the first half, and the Roosters were up 4, 8, 10, 12, 14-0. They're up 14-0 in the first half, and the Dogs ended up winning that game 24-20. The week before that, the Raiders were up on them 20-0 before the Bulldogs came back to win 32-20 in Canberra. Titans never led by a big margin, but the Broncos in the first half was where they beat the Dogs. They beat them 34-0 in the first half, which is kind of where we saw that the Dogs just didn't have enough room to come back on. They came back a decent little bit in the second half, but the Broncos had put the cue in the rack, and it was already too large of a margin. So if the Dogs want to win the comp this year, but that's a little bit further down the track, if the Dogs want to continue their massive run of form and continue being one of the better teams in the comp, if not the best team in the comp currently, because nobody else is kind of putting their name up. Sorry, I just saw Olivia's thing. I'll read out in a second. But yeah, look, I think that if the Bulldogs feel like they can go and win the competition this year, and if they want to keep this form up, they have to sort their first halves out, because the first half syndrome, second half comeback is not going to be a sustainable, successful future. That's not how you win the comp. It's not how you sustain yourself at the top of the table. And once you figure yourself, a team figures you out, and they go and blow you out in the first half, and then you can't come back in the second half, I guarantee other teams will start to soon follow, where they'll just emphasize everything on the first half and just get it out of the way, and then they'll just go into maintain mode. And maintain mode is only good if you're up by 20, 30 points, but the point of the matter is that is possible with this Dogs team so far this season in the first half. So that's the key to this game. If the Bulldogs go and win the first half, or the Bulldogs just are only down by less than 10, I say the Bulldogs win. If the Dolphins are up by 16 plus at halftime, or 16 to 18 plus at halftime, I think the Dolphins will go on to win this game. So, yeah, anything under that, and the Dogs probably come back. But I just don't think it's a sustainable future for the Dogs. Now, in regards to the ladder here quickly, again, this is all going to change pretty dramatically for the Dolphins. But for the Bulldogs, the buys have absolutely no impact right now. So the Bulldogs are in first position on 20 points. They've got a points differential of plus 110, which is the second best in the competition, behind the Melbourne Storm, who are in fourth. But they're decently above the Sharks in fifth on plus 70, who are the third best in the competition. Now, Now, if the Dogs are to lose this game, then there is a chance that there's no chance that the Warriors jump them this week. But then the Warriors play the Raiders on Sunday, and if the Warriors were to beat the Raiders, they would go equal with the Dogs, and then it would be the Warriors don't have a bye next week. So it would still be, they're still 2 weeks away. Realistically, they're still 2 weeks away from going out of that first place position, regardless, because the Dogs have a bye next week. So if the Dogs lose, they can't drop into second, but they would be equal first with the Warriors, and then it would come down to the Warriors winning whoever they play against next week to go into that further week, where then they can overtake them if the Dogs lose, kind of deal. Does that make sense? The Dogs, if they win this game, they got by 4 points, and they're pretty happy at the top of the table. On the other hand, the Dolphins are down in the bottom 4 right now. They are in 14th position on 8 points, which is equal with the Knights, the Eels, and the Titans. Now, the Titans have the bye, which is a benefit, even though the organisation is an absolute piece of shit, and I'll say that again. What I'll say is that the Titans won't finish in last this week. So the Dolphins have a plus 6 points differential, which is incredible for the over in regards to the bottom 8, bottom 9, whatever. It's an incredible stat there to be plus 6 and in the really low part of the table, because it means everybody else is extremely vulnerable to you getting a win and jumping above somebody. And also, if you lose, other teams have to win. It doesn't really matter in regards to points differential, because the next worst is the Knights on minus 74, the Eels on minus 99, and the Titans on minus 100. Now, both the Eels and Knights do play this week. So, if the Dolphins lose, then the Titans automatically will jump them, so they'll go into 15th. If the Eels beat Manly and the Knights beat the Panthers, the Dolphins would actually go into last place this week. They would go into last place this week if they lose this game and the Eels and Knights win theirs, because the Titans have the bye. Obviously, if the Eels lose to Manly and the Knights lose to the Panthers, then they'll stay in 15th position. But if one of those two teams win, then they'll go down to 16th position, second last. That's a little bit of a schmozzle on the bottom, but all the teams on the bottom except for the Titans are playing this week. Now, if the Dolphins win this game, they would actually go above the Panthers for now, and obviously the Panthers play the Knights later on. But then they would go equal with the Tigers, the Roosters, the Dragons, and the Broncos. Now, the Broncos, the Dragons, and the Tigers all have a bye. The Roosters play the Sharks. The Roosters' points differential is minus 46. The Dolphins is plus 6, so that's what I mean by vulnerable. The Dolphins would then jump up. Now, they would only jump up into, I think it's 12th position with that Tigers. No. Tigers get the bye, so they go up. So they would jump into, I think 12th position. I think I was right at the first. Man, it's so confusing with all these buys, man, to tell you kind of what will happen at the end of the week with the table. But once this game has started, all the buy points will be given, and then from tomorrow we can kind of get a very good read across it. But there you go, guys. That is the tell-all tape here for today's game. Obviously, smack that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here. We're going to be live for all 5 games this round, I think there is. I think there's 5 games. So we've got the Bulldogs and the Dolphins tonight, and then on tomorrow we've got Eels and Manly. Saturday, we've got Panthers, Knights, and also Roosters, Sharks, followed by Sunday, which is the Warriors and the Raiders. So there's only a limited amount of games this week, but trust me, with the amount of buddy fitness stuff I'm having to do right now at this thing, I need it. I need a bit of a chill, man. Let me just put this phone on mute. I also have to go put it on charge, actually. Gotta go put it on charge, son. But alright, guys, like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, let's get to the chat. There's this Telstra damn well ad. Get the fuck off my screen! Gee whiz, we hate this Telstra ad. Get your whistling. Do your talking walking, pal. Do your talking walking, you muppet. How dare you? Unbelievable. Alright, so let's move this down. I'm seeing a couple of random comments there. Don't know what they're about. I'll get to them in a second. Olivia Reed with the $8 donations. Another day, another dono. If we don't beat the bye this week, I'm out. Well, you are a Broncos fan, and it's a really tough shout. Woo! It's a really tough shout. The Broncos get the win this week, Olivia. You know, the bye is a very tough marker. You know, I guarantee the Titans will go down to the wire with them. I guarantee the Titans will go down to the wire with it, mate. So we're in the battle with you. But thank you very much for the $8 donation. Also said, almost been here a lifetime. It feels like that anyway. Remember, for 25 months. 25 months we've had to put up with you. Dearie me. Dearie me. Appreciate you for tuning in, but dearie me. Also, we are actually looking to get another moderator because we went through the moderator list before, and a couple of older ones aren't really kind of here anymore. Some that just don't really kind of get involved. So if anyone's kind of interested, let me know in the chat. You have to say Go Titans. You have to say Go Titans in the chat. You want me more? Dasmate says Jack Undies anytime try scorer. Mark my words. Jack Undies? What's going on here? Oh, Underhill. Okay. Someone asked me if I'm going to be playing the game. Are you going to show us the game when it starts? Yeah, mate. Yeah. I'm just going to put it on. I'm just going to literally put it on. I'm going to go leave. I'm going to go get a massage. A little bit of extra. We'll go have a bit of fun, mate. That's what we're going to do. We're going to leave the game here just for you to watch. We're actually going to tell everybody else in the chat. Every single other person here in the chat, when the game is on, no, it's only on for old mate ISYHTZ2, who's looking for an illegal stream right now and believes that YouTube, I'm going to be allowed to just show you the game live. Yeah. But thank you very much for your suggestion to show the game live. I will require 2 billion to 4 billion Australian dollars to go toe to toe with Fox Sports and KO and Channel 9 and whatnot. We'll require that as a donation, but once we get it for you, mate, we'll do it just for you. We'll do it just for you. I don't think it's going to be weird that nobody else can watch the game. It's only going to be you watching it. But yeah, no, just for you. All right, champion. Jason says Bulldogs taking this one. Believe that. Go Bulldogs. Probably. They are the favourites for a reason. I think the upset could happen any day, but they are the favourites for a reason. Bulldogs team still looks really strong without Crichton and Kiraz. I don't know if it looks really strong, but it definitely still has the ability to win this game. Rocky Sports is a low. Get around your son. Lemuelu for a fifer. Thank you, Mitchell. Wrong sport, buddy. Wrong sport. Jeff Henson says, G'day, bro. I have turned down the TV and tuned into BK Sport. Hold the phone. Turn it all off. Tell your girlfriend you're busy tonight because BK is on. You! Exactly right, Jeff. Get into him. That's what a comment. What a comment. You know what? We're pinning that. We're pinning that. What a comment. Dear me. Tell your girlfriend. Get into her. Let her know, mate. I don't know. It's good to me. It says, I had a mate. His name was Jack. I dacked his undies once. No joke. Sounds a bit gay to me. Rugby 02. So I think the Dolphins will lead at half time. The Bulldogs will come back in the second half. Wow. No. No, you don't. No, I don't believe it. You're telling me the Bulldogs usually don't play well in the first half and the second half usually come home strong? No. Yeah, I did kind of already mention that. But no, I do kind of agree. As if the Dolphins are up by 16 to 18 plus, I've got the Dolphins to win. If they're up by 14 or less, then I've got the Bulldogs to win. But I will warn Dogs fans, do not think that just because you are down, it's an automatic comeback. Because I promise you, at some point, it won't be a comeback. And you'll sit there and you'll be like, what the fuck just happened? I was expecting a comeback. What, a comeback Kings? What happened at comeback Kings? Because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. This is what happens in the Bulls. This happens across all different sports. Comebacks are only great when it's in the form and the moment, because it's not going to be a long-term thing. So it is only a form and a moment thing. You need to fix your first half. You can't just say, screw the first half, we're going to come back in the second half, because teams clock on. They play harder in the second half because they know that you're going to play harder. It adjusts the whole game, man. You cannot be a comeback king team for a long-term season, so you need to sort it out. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Dolphins led this game at halftime by less than 10 and they still found a way to win, just because teams know how the Dogs play. Everyone knows how the Dogs play now. And also with the players out, I don't know, but it's pouring down rain in Sydney right now. It's pouring down rain. And again, this is not me saying the Dogs are going to lose, they're not going to come back. They could absolutely come back. But at some point this season, you will let a lead up in the first half, and the comeback will not be achieved. That's just how footy work. That's how footy work. Yeah, Daz will give you a link to the game. Yes. Jamie said, who wins tonight? I've gone the Dolphins as the upset, man, but it's 60-40 in Dogs' favour. I just like the upset. I like the upset. Jeff says, I bet you 50 push-ups, Dogs win. Mate, I've done well and truly enough buddy fitness today, let alone this week, to be doing buddy push-ups, son. Dearie me. I've done 70 burpees across today, which is not fun. It's not fun. New South Wales winning easy. Jerome Collins, you need to seek a psychiatrist, that's for sure. Psychiatrist coming your way. Olivia says, you can't even play your weather is that bad. Shush. Yeah, no, get into them. So I stick, Mr. Streamer, hope Thailand is treating you well, mate. Wow, you didn't put the crap at the end of it. David, come on, David, in it. In Thailand, if you're a male, you got to put crap at the end of it for the nice. Be nice to me. So what the crap, you know? So what the? It's just like, hello. So what the crap is like, hello, mate. You know, gee whiz, David, come on. Skidmate says, sometimes I hate being a Broncos fan. I hate Broncos fans all the time, not sometimes, to be fair. So I'll join the party with you. Steph Rice says, will the Bulldogs win the first half? Have we been listening to any part of this stream so far? Dolphins and the Dogs have come out onto the game field. Got it. Come on. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, guys. Let me know in the chat what your thoughts are. Let me know. Let me know. Haga Daz says, I believe there's going to be an upset. Dolphins 38, Dogs 14. I tipped the Dolphins upset as well. I did. Olivia says, stop whistling. Never. I never stop whistling. And the Dolphins will be kicking this ball off. It'll be the Dogs grabbing the ball here at the 13. Jared Troy says, hi Blaze, will you back home yet? Mate, I don't know if I'll ever be back home. Titans organisation can go and fuck itself. So, like, I won't be at a Titans home game until a few people in that club aren't there anymore. So, no, I have no intention currently to go back just yet. I'm happy to doing this live stream here with you while I'm getting fit here in Thailand. I go to Vietnam to see my dad, and I don't know what happens next. I go Fiji, you can go somewhere else. You know, like, I have absolutely no interest in being around an absolute snake of an organisation. So, yeah, no, I'm happy to just do my thing right now, bro. Just enjoy the footy with you guys, and we move. So, fourth tackle now here for the Dogs at the 28. Viliami kick out. I sort of Reed Marnie, then off to Con Tracing, and Con Tracing out of the 32. Brocky Sports with a $3 redo donation. It's not reading that comment out. It's not reading that comment out, that's for sure. But the Dolphins will grab the ball here at the 20. And it's going to be Jermaine Sarko who grabs his ball here to the 35, first tackle. Also, I'll tell you right now, man, Thailand's a very easy place to live in. Like, I know that a lot of people come here as an older male. And I know for what reason, to be fair. But even without that reason, it's... Even without that reason, man, it's a very easy place to live. It's a very, very easy place to live. Thank you, Jay, for letting me know about the scoreboard for the first time in the entire history. Fourth tackle here, and that, my friends, is a penalty for the Dolphin. For the KKK. Penalty early doors. No, it's not for the Dolphins, sorry. I was changing the score, and I went all over the shop. So this is going to be... Actually, no, it is. Yeah, no, it was a penalty for the Dolphins. You know what? I am all over the shop. Jag94 with the $2 redo donation. Have you said hello to Skunkle yet? Also, thank you for the $2. You got to make sure you say hello to Skunkle. Someone says, how's the Thailand bud, Mr. Streamer? Have not been... I'm not a big weed smoker, bro. I'm not a big, massive weed smoker. I won't say that I wouldn't have some by the end of my trip here, but for clarification for everybody, in Thailand, weed and marijuana is completely legal. E-cigarettes and vaping is completely illegal. Makes sense. For cigarettes, it's completely legal. Weed is completely legal. E-cigarettes and vaping is completely illegal. You can make sense of it to what you like. So, third tackle here at the 20. They give it off to the left-hand side. It's Sakatoa at the back now to Nicarima. Nicarima, Farnworth here to Jack Bostock. And Bostock is going to be 10 metres away here from the line. Fourth tackle. They give it out to Cody Nicarima, 15 metres away. He'll give it under short. I thought he was going out the back to his Sakatoa there. I don't know why he did that. It's raining so much here in Sydney, they might need to build an arc. Well, Nicarima puts it up into the air. Knocked back. Dolphins get it. Kicks it through. And Vili Bombili will keep it out of the in goal. And it'll be 1 metre out here from the run line for the Dogs. But thank you very much for the donation, Jag. Livy says the Blues are having a day off tomorrow because the weather. Cats say, massive cats. But you know what's not a cat? No, he's still a cat, the referee. But it is a penalty to the Dogs, 1 metre out from their own line. They will be very grateful for that. What is Adam O'Brien smoking, putting Fletch back to fullback? Well, who would you put back to fullback? Brenton Kalen's obviously playing for Origin, so who's Newcastle's next option in fullback? Like, who do you do? What do you do? Who do you do? What do you do? That's a great question. So I says Bulldogs. Well, there you go. Have some gummies. I don't know. Like, sure, it's legal and all that. I've never really been a big druggo. Never really been into the old drug scene. I definitely have like a couple of knock on by Con Tracy. Knock on. He's dropped his lollies. He's dropped his gummies. His wheat gummies are everywhere. They're going everywhere, mate. At the 45 on their own side of the field. He's dropped his gummies quite literally everywhere. And now it's going to be Dolphins' turn to mop it on up. And it says, hello, December to Mr. Miyagi. Ah, hello, Mr. Just lost the Europa League finals for a team that hasn't won a trophy in about 150,000 years. Welcome to all the Man United fans in the chat. Make fun of me about the FA Cup. Come on. Make fun of me about the FA Cup because I know what's going to hurt more. I know what's going to hurt more. First tackle here with the Dolphins at the halfway point. And here is where I leave. Yes, Andrew. Yes. So first tackle, don't be a cat and leave. Second tackle now with the Dolphins at the 42. Seb Watson says, Cafu said fullback, please. I don't know what you're talking about. Third tackle now for the Dolphins at the 32. Fun fact, at my fitness retreat here in Thailand, there was a guy from Manchester who came today. He had the back hit of Jack Bostock, and Bostock would taken down 22 metres out for tackle. He's from Manchester, and the first thing I said to him, I said, what's your name? And I'm not going to say his name. Oh, I can say it. It's Callum. And I said, so are you happy this morning or are you sad this morning? Because obviously he's from Manchester. And he said, I'm happy. I said, good man. Good man. Dolphins flick out left their side. And they drop the ball. And the Dogs will get the ball now at the 10 on first tackle. This will be a low-scoring game, this one. I said, are you happy or sad this morning? And he got it straight away. He said, happy. And that's my man. That's my man. Livy says, we are having a press conference again. Yeah, no, it's always a press conference over here. Brenton says, well, everyone's saying don't change the halves at Newcastle. You could put Fletch, Hunt there or Gags. Hunt? Who's Hunt? Am I missing out on Hunt? I'd definitely be putting Fletcher. Like, not changing the halves at Newcastle, sure, but it's like you're coming off a massive loss to the Parramatta Eels. You can't, like, at the end of the day, this season's gone for you. Like, let's be honest, second tackle with the Dolphins is 28. Let's be frank here and say the night season is over. It's gone. You're not winning the comp, and if you make the 8, it's pointless anyway. Right? The night season is gone. First thing to do should be Adam O'Brien, which I've been calling for about 3 to 4 years now, well before he got his re-signing. And then during his re-signing, I was still saying it, and then he came out with a 5-10-year contract, whatever it was. First point of emphasis is on Adam O'Brien. Second point is that you're getting Dylan O'Brien, and that will be, hopefully for you, Dylan Brown coming in. Hopefully that's the change your club needs. Hopefully that is. If it's not, well then what do we do here? But there's no way anyone's confident in Adam O'Brien. There's no way you can be confident in him. But I just think that this season's done. Like, at the end of the day, just if you need to put Fletch back there, I'm not putting Gags back there. No way. No way am I putting Gagai back there. Jared Choice's most used drugs in Thailand is Cialis and Viagra. Thank you for letting us know about what you pick up first at the 7-Eleven when you do come to the old Bangkok. But you've got to be careful. There's a reason why it's called Bangkok, mate. There's a reason why it's called Bangkok. Got to be super careful about that one. Seb Watson says, Man City and United both won the same amount this season, to be fair. Congratulations, Seb Watson. Guess what? Let's count the trophies in the last 6 years. I mean, how we count the trophies between the two in comparison. Also, that's fantastic, but will Man United be in Europe next season? Across any level. Conference League, Europa League, Champions League. Bow. City, in their worst season in 15 years, have come basically third with a chance of second. Knock on for the Dolphins at the 45 years. The Bulldogs will get the ball. A lot of knock-ons will happen there today. Bow. Someone says ladies are. Ladies are what? What are you talking about? So knock on there by the Dolphins, and the Dogs will get the ball at 45. Brenton says Mitchell, the flying mullets are glorious. Glorious. All right. Dasmate says, the only reason Fletch is playing in the halves is because Ponga is at the club. Thank you, Dasmate. Surf Rose says, Bulldogs are the only club the Dolphins haven't beaten since its inception into the NRL. Hold on, let me just let Channel 9 know. Do they know yet? Channel 9, you know this? The Bulldogs have apparently been the only team to be undefeated against the Dolphins. Yeah, no, I know it's only been 2 years. Yeah. No, I know it's only been 2 years. Oh, they hung up. Yeah, no, it's only been 2 years. So it's going to be second tackle here for the Dogs at the 35. They give it out to the right, Toby Sexton. Then up to Josh Curran. Josh Curran's going to be third tackle here at the 25. 8.5 minutes in. Brenton says he played in the wing last week, Fletch Hunt. Oh, well then, maybe, man. I honestly don't know, and I'll be completely honest with you. Don't really care too much about a lot of the outsiders of the team coming through. That's a penalty is that a penalty against the Dolphins whilst they've been injured? Damn. Damn, he's gotten injured here, and he's been penalised. Who would you play in the Hearts of Brown then next year? I don't know. Must be on Thailand weed. Andrew. Yeah, no, Andrew is always on Thailand weed. Why was that a high tackle, by the way? Where was the... Was that a high tackle against the Dolphins? What happened here? So 10 minutes in here, guys, to the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. There might be a... what's happening here? So Ray Stone's... Oh, so it wasn't the hooker who actually got penalised there. It wasn't the one who's injured, Kurt Donahue. It was Ray Stone who got penalised. The Spurs win could be good news for their fans if they keep Ange now. I'd definitely be keeping Ange. So the Dogs, I'm assuming, will go for the 2 here. I'm assuming they will. They're not. Well, I think it's the right decision, Daz. In wet weather conditions like this, why would you not be going for the 2 in this situation? They're not what? So HIA coming up for Kurt Donahue. Fletcher held up well against Lomax. I remember I didn't watch that Knights Eels game. Last week. For good reason. And I'm still glad I didn't. So Kurt Donahue will come off here. I don't know if he'll be back or if he will. It'll probably be 50. It's probably 50-50 to be fair. Because he didn't look fantastic. But who's going to come on now into the hooker department? So it's going to be... Harrison Graham will come into that number 9. Alright, so the Dogs are right in front. They will get the kick. So it is 2-0 to the Doggy Wolf Wolf. 10 minutes in. 2-0. 2-0. It's pretty tough. My eyes will be balling out. Your eyes are balling out right now, Kobe. Balling out right now. Ray Stone can play hooker. Sure. Not very well, but sure. Where's the, what's his name? Max Plath. Where's Max Plath? Is he, like, seriously injured for a long term? I can't remember. I feel like I briefly remember him getting seriously injured. Hope I'm wrong, though. But how long is Max Plath out for? So Toby Sexton now gives it off. And they'll bring it out now to the 15 for the Dogs through Hughes. Big Sam Hughes on first tackle. David says, how liar you reckon the Spurs will go in the or how far you reckon the Spurs will go in the Champions League next season? I don't know, mate. We're not even past this year. Let's get these past this year first, and then we'll start talking about next year. We've still got to finish the Premier League season off first. So forward tackle now at the 25. Signings and transfers and everything can happen in the off season. Oh, and that's a big knock on there from the Dogs, and it's going to be Dolphins ball here. Oh, Biffo! Biffo! Smack him, you dog! Give him an uppercut! Boo! 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 Huh? Give him one! Give me an elbow, son! Smack him with an elbow! Chelsea win nothing, Taz, mate. Chelsea win nothing. Kurt Donahue new? No. Kurt Donahue played as the 6 for Fiji in the World Cup. No, maybe not the World Cup. In the Pacific Nations, not Cup, Bowl. That's him. So go to Biffo, son. Go to Biffo. I'll play the foot injury. Thank you, Dove. How long is he out for? I'll play back around 13, 14. Thank you, Seth Watson. All right, so Dolphins ball here at the 30. They give it off here to Herbie Farnworth, who hasn't really gotten to do so much so far. He'll be 30 metres out of the line. Yeah, Daz is a Chelsea fan, Davo. It's very unfortunate. No, it's very unfortunate scenes, you know. You start to like a bloke and then you realise their true colours. It really does get dodgy. It does get super dodgy when you realise Chelsea fans are about. So second tackle now at the 27. They go out to the right, Felice Kafusi. And Felice Kafusi up the middle. Good post-contact run to the 15. As forwards, you should be getting good post-contact today with the wet weather. Isaiah Katoa. Harrison Graham. Out to the right-hand side, off to Isaiah Katoa. Here's a chance if the Dolphins. Here's a chance, hey, Avarillo. Here's an opportunity for Isago! To Ratam. Kick for Jermaine Isako, 4-2 to the Dolphins with a kick to come. That was nicely word play. Nicely word play. They kept going down the left-hand side early on. They couldn't get there. They finally go down the right-hand side. And that is a Jermaine Isako Tretum. Avarillo out to the right to, is it Fiane? Yeah, Maxi Fiane. And then off to Jermaine Isako, who puts the ball down in Zigona. And Bushka. Try time. Kobe says, hold on, let me get my Bulldogs jersey on. Oh, do you want me to just pause the stream for you, mate? You want me to just... I don't know, what do you want me to do? You want me to... Is there like a pause button? Hey, Jay, Daz, moderates, do you know how, if there's like a pause button, is there a pause button here for the stream that we can do for Kobe right now? He asked me to hold on to go get his Bulldogs jersey on. Is there a way to like pause the stream so he doesn't miss anything? I'm starting to freak out here. Try confirmed. Starting to freak out that he might miss part of the stream. Mitchell says, Kurt Donahue must be a new Donahue, isn't though? Dongahue? What are you talking about? Oh, it's kidding me. You spelled it Dongahue, that's why. Well, I wonder how big it is. So 27 minutes to go the first half. Andrew says, no pause button. Can you pause the game? I can pause the game, yes. No, I can pause the game. Now, I'm not going to pause the game, Andrew, but there is an option to do it. Now, this is a worry, Bulldogs fans. There's touch wood. Touch wood. Matt Burton's okay, but he's grabbing at his jaw. He's not happy. He's not happy with his jaw here on the sideline. He's not happy with his jaw. And it's his dad's trying to be a United Eels fan and a Red Sox fan. But that's a great kick from the Dolphins. And it's 6-2 here to the Dolphins. We're 27 minutes to go in the first half. Now, that is a fantastic, fantastic choice of teams there, Andrew. If you want to have depression. Fantastic choice. That's a spectacular choice. Until recently, you could have, like, United would have been a better option than Spurs, but now you are the only team in modern history to have given Tottenham a trophy. How do you recover from this? How do you recover from that? Who else do you support? You also support New South Wales, and New South Wales have not won as much as Queensland. Oh, yeah. Only facts, only stats and facts, not opinions here. Yes. I know that's going to get people. Mitchell says, let me tell Isako to wait till he gets back. Yeah, exactly right. It's not my fault. Isako didn't wait. So now Kafusi, third tackle here, will get this ball to the 35. Broken nose. Broken nose for Kurt Donahue, or Dongahue, as someone in the chat said. Kurt Dongahue is broken nose, so he will not be back here tonight. God bless him. Dasmate says Red Sox, cute. I'm an Angels fan. We have the same amount of name changes. We have playoff series 1-5. Hey, there's a person going to my fitness retreat right now who's actually from the Anaheim area, and he's a Los Angeles Angels fan. I feel sorry for him every day as well as you, Taz. Feel sorry for him every day. Is there a penalty here? No, HIA for Matt Burton. Of course, he's going to have to come off. He does look okay, though, but he did have to come off for HIA. Obviously, he was fixing it. He was like figuring out what's happening with his jaw, and now this will be a good chance for him to go and check out his jaw. Okay, I know what's happened. Yeah, the foot of Max Fiane has come back up and hit Burton in the face. I don't think you can recover. I don't think you can recover, Andrew. I don't think you can, personally. Soft, just put it back into place and be fine. Just put your jaw back into place. It's a good one. That would really feel nice. Dasmate says, feel like free Mike Trout. Now, this is an interesting thought process here. It's a penalty to the Dogs to get the 25. This is an interesting thought process. I blame Mike Trout. I blame Mike Trout and also the guy, Mike, who's the Angels fan here. He also blames Mike Trout. And the reason why is that he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone and got big bucks to go and live anywhere. But he wanted to sign a massive contract and ultimately be a loser. And that was his decision. Because the Angels never promised him and never guaranteed him and never did anything to set him up to win the Major League Baseball. To win the you're not in the National League. Are you? No, you're not. No, because the Dodgers are in the National League. They never gave him anything. So, at the end of the day, Mike Trout made a business decision financially to sign a massive contract and to ultimately be a loser. That was his decision. Second tackle of the Dogs at the 22. And if you would like to argue it, then argue it. Show me where the Angels have shown they're investing into pitching, and they're investing into staff, and they're investing into a winning baseball team in the batting. You can't, because they haven't. They're just not able to do it. So fourth tackle now here for the Dogs, and they're 8 meters away from the line. American League. No, I realise because the Dodgers are in the National League, and you can't have two teams in the same city from the same league. So fifth tackle, Reid Marty gives it out. They kick it through. That's gonna be a try to the Doggies, I think. Is a try to the Doggies. Oh, they're gonna say no try. What are they calling? I think he's trying to say Blake Taaffe knocks this ball on. So Blake Taaffe kicks this through. This angle's not going to show us really much. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it is going to be a knock-on here from... definitely a knock-on from the Dogs there, but it might be... It's probably going to be knock-on Dolphins first. I don't know, because it comes off the right foot there for the Dolphins. And, yeah, no, it's actually Dogs knock-on first. It'll be Dolphins ball at the 10. Yeah. Yeah. So Dolphins ball here at the 10. There'll be another eye. Us. Take that. Miss Mrs. Hello, favourite burger place and favourite superhero. Do like long walks on the beach. It can't speak Thai, unfortunately, so that's going to be a hard one for you. But do like long walks on the beach and a little bit of singer. You know, a little bit of singer as well. So yeah, that's my answer. Thank you for approaching my Tinder bio, and now I'm going to be deleting this app because it is absolutely useless. Jay says, Hua Hin live stream earlier was down at the beach. It was just a stream of a flag on the beach. Looked windy as. Well, Jay, you should let me know and I'll go stand by it. Windy as? Nah, bullshit. I reckon that's a different Hua Hin. I reckon that's a different... There's not a single bit of wind around. And there hasn't been really... a little bit of wind, but not really all day. You sure that was live? So third tackle now for the Dolphins. What time is it there? 5:13 p.m, mate. We're only 3 hours behind... we're only 3 hours behind East Coast Australia. So fourth tackle. India was 4.5 hours. This is 3 hours. Oh, good kick if it sits up. Oh, that might be a try. Let's see if this one works. Okay, I don't know what just happened there, guys, but for some reason my stream just cut out. Let me know when we're back on in the chat. Let me know that we are we're back on here in the chat, please, because I don't know, for some reason it just froze. Anyway, it was a dropout that happened. Thank you, Joe. All right, so right hand side now, the Dolphins will be 15 meters out, third tackle. 420 internet. Yeah, 420 internet, mate. I was using my phone. I don't know why. I got plenty of internet on the phone. I don't know why that just completely cut out, mate. All right, so out of the right-hand side, they give it off to Max Finn. And he'll be taking down 3 meters out, fifth tackle. Dolphins roll it back into Asako. Asako gives it off. Here's a chance. They kick this ball through. Drop ball! That's going to be, I think, a dropout. Let me just check my eSIM. Surely. Now, guys, if you were watching the stream before and are watching the stream now, refresh the stream so that I want to see how many fingers I'm holding up, so that we know that everything is live. Comment how many fingers I'm holding up too. Thank you, Jay. But it usually does stop and hold for a bit, so I'd suggest refreshing the stream and then hitting the like button again. So the Dolphins, are going to take it down here 8 meters out, and they will drop the ball. This is what's going to happen in today's game. This is what's going to happen. A lot of knock-ons every game. A lot of knock-ons. Quarter J with a $3 donation. Appreciate your quarter. Get around your quarter. Legend. Davo says, 23, you are wrong. I only held up 3 fingers. Seb Watson is correct. Everybody else is wrong. Traces, do they smell? You need help. That's what you need. You need some serious help with that kind of comment. You need some serious help with a comment like that, Jay. Deary me. Now that's a risky one. Now we've heard some risky jokes here before. That's a risky one. Sebs is not the knock-on round again. Well, bro, look at the weather. What do you want? You think this is here the hotter board when the rain, the water coming down? It's like a waterfall inside the game. It's like a Niagara Fall coming from outside of the stadium right now. What you thinking? Of course they're going to knock your ball on, man. Fit tackle out to 33. What do you think? They've moved this game to Niagara Falls and you're complaining? You complaining? The Dolphins will grab the ball at the 30, but it's going to be a penalty here to the Dogs. Should play over here in the sun. That's bullshit, Seb Watson, because England's never seen a drop of sunlight in its life. Never seen sunlight in its life. You've never seen sun in your life. You are full of it. We'll never believe you. And also, I got an email from one of you cats. I saw an email from someone who sent me photos of London sunshine. I know that's AI. It's AI. It's not true. Everyone here knows in the chat, England doesn't have sun. It's not possible. It's not possible. So first tackle now for the Dogs at 20. 20 minutes gone in the first half, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 20 minutes to go. And it says 0 because that's how many Travis City have won this year. I couldn't, sorry. 6 out of the last 7 Premier League titles, baby. Josh Curran now. He'll be taken down 5 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Also, just remember, you are the only team to lose to Tottenham in a meaningful game across the last 20-odd years. You allowed them to break their trophy drought. Viliami kick out. Connor Tracy gives it off. Now they're 10 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. Olivia says he's talking about something else because the Eels are hopeless. No, he's also talking about something else that's hopeless, and that's Man United. So, fifth tackle here for the Dogs, and they're 8 metres away from the line. Here we go. Can they get over? Reid Marnie, left hand. They kick it through. And there'll be a dropout coming up. Dropout coming up. Yeah, you don't want to be taking any chances tonight. The ball's going to bounce. So we drop out from the Dolphins to Dogs. Andrew, City vs. Country has been gone for 10 years, mate. That's also a good point, Daz. That's a very good point. Wish it would come back, though. So tanned, had to stop my sunbed membership. That's not even true. That's not even true. You're so full of shit. You English. You just can't stop lying, can you? You just can't stop lying. Makes me sick. Makes me sick, mate. Alright. You meant to be the country of morals, buddy. You meant to be the morally superior nation. So Dogs now, second tackle, 18 metres away here from the line. They go out to the left-hand side. Bailey Hayward, Toby Sexton for the army kick-out. And kick-out is going to be 11 metres away, third tackle. Still a 4-point game, 6-2 in favour of the Dolphins. Reid Marnie to Bailey Hayward. Hayward out to Tracy. Tracy short ball, Josh Curran. Good read there by Herbie Farnworth, who comes in and makes the tackle. 4 metres out. Reid Marnie, short ball. They get the off-foot away. Back to Reid Marnie. Kicks it through. I think it's a dropout, yeah. Another dropout coming up. Good kick, though. Seb Watson says he's doing the Lions streams. When is the Lions games? Wallabies. Rugby. When's the Wallabies rugby playing next? I have to go into Google. Google. Wallabies rugby. When's the next game? Let me know. I don't think it's raining heavy enough. Thank you for your thought process there, Mitchell. Have you tried a tie target? And that's a penalty. He's offside. Yeah, Dolphins ball. Wow, well done, Dogs. I think we all just stood there in shock for a second. Reid Marnie touched it, and it went into a Dogs player who was in front of him, so that's a penalty. Oh, for gosh sake. Surf Rider, my brother, I've told you this a million times. Please click on live part of the stream. You watch the stream 50 minutes beforehand. I don't know what it is with you on every single stream. This guy watches the stream like half an hour before. Like, it's like he waits and then clicks back 20 minutes. It makes no sense. It's every stream with this Surf Rider bloke. He starts talking about something we were speaking about 20 minutes ago. How many fingers am I holding up now, Surf Rider? You're going to see it in 30 minutes. We'll see you in 30 minutes, Surf Rider. Gee whiz, buddy. Gee whiz. Third tackle over the Dolphins. And they'll get this ball to the 38 on the dog side of the field. No, he's doing Patriot streams. No. It's definitely not what I meant, Olivia. What did Olivia say? My head went straight to the gutter. 47 fingers, Davis says. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, no, I was born in New South Wales, so that makes sense. That is Dog's ball here at the 5. Yeah. I was only in New South Wales for 2 weeks, but I still was there and born in New South Wales, so I do unfortunately have 2 heads and 47 fingers. Davis says, I want to see the Wallabies win the Bledisloe Cup for a change. No way. You reckon? No way. It's only been 24 years. Sorry, that's nothing. Yeah, to be honest with you, Seb Watson, we actually couldn't give a shit about the Lions games. The only time that people in Australia will care about rugby union is because we want to win the Bledisloe Cup for the first time in our lifetime. Dogs will knock the ball on, so the Dolphins will get the ball to 30. The Dolphins get the ball at 6:30. Hey, if you're a Warriors fan, you should be chirping the living shit out of this Dolphins team right now. You should be supporting this team harder than Viagra. You should be right on top of this Dolphins team. Truly. Because if the Dogs lose, you can go equal first. Your points differential makes you sick, so don't worry about your points differential actually going first, but it puts you in a position that in 2 weeks' time you can go above them, because next week the Dogs have the bye. We are overdue to win the Bledisloe Cup. You reckon? Only 23 years. Dolphins now taking it down 30 metres out of the line. First tackle. First tackle. Mark says, Raiders Warriors should be a good game, hopefully. That should be a great game on Sunday. I feel like I've got Raiders to probably win. But it is in New Zealand, not that that really matters. But I'd say right this very second, I'm probably thinking Raiders, but that's a very 50-50 game. Correct to Mundos, Dads. We have been overdue for about 20 years. Just like we don't have to listen to Skunkle's dribble right now. Skunk will come in here giving us his all-black dribble. Bloke lives in Australia, starts talking shit about Australia. He's off his rocker. Nicarima kicks that ball through here for Farnworth. Whoa, there's a takeout. That's a penalty. Referee, you've got to be coming back and have a look at this penalty, because that's clearly a takeout there. He's going to come up here and have a look. It's not a penalty try or anything like this, but this could be a sin bin. Lefroen says, where can I watch it live? On KO or Channel 9? Yeah, you can't watch it here, because to watch it here would be illegal. But for KO, you would have to obviously get a job, which is unfortunate. Channel 9's free though. Yeah. So the Dolphins kick it through here. Farnworth probably gets taken out. And that's definitely a takeout. Yep. It's a professional foul. It's a professional foul. It still should be professional foul. Yeah, Connor Tracy's there, which takes away the penalty try, but it's still a professional foul. Why is it no more than that? It's a professional foul. He's still preventing in a try-scoring act. Like, is he going to get there or not? Sure. No, he's not. But the point of the matter is that it's still a professional foul. But anyway, so it's not going to be a bin. It's just going to be a penalty. So the Dolphins are going to go for the 2 here to make it a 6-point game. That says live footage of the game. Congrats on winning Donkey today as well. Yeah, people who were looking for the live stream of the game, Jay and Dads have both just dropped to the official links. Choggy says something about proximity. No, so the issue is that takes out the penalty try option, because he's on his way to the ball, right? Connor Tracy is going to get that ball, but at the end of the day, Blake Wilson has made that decision. In a try-scoring act, do I think he gets the try? No. But in a try-scoring act, preventing the opportunity, do I think he gets it? No. But at the end of the day, is this black or white, or is this not black or white? Because the refereeing is always either black or white or not black and white, but yet we get told it's black or white. Because if it's black and white, then that is actually a professional foul. If it's black and white. If it's based off of perspective, then it's not a professional foul. So it's like, if you rule on that and say that's not a professional foul, then sure, I'm just happy for it to continue and be consistent like that. If you're going to rule like that, you have to maintain it that way. You can't then switch back over and say, well, on a black and white standing point, then this is this. But yet this was black and white and this, but we actually went with this option. And it's all about being consistent. I don't give a shit which way you go. If you want to not go black and white, be common sense, love it. You want to be black and white and go black and white, love it. Don't care. Just go one of the two. Don't go like this. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So they do get the conversion, by the way. So it's 8-2 here to the Dolphins with 12 minutes to go the first half. Loosey-goosey, babe. Loosey-goosey. Todd Smith needs to be given the rule book. Jared Fartmoni says, if that ain't a professional foul, then punch me in the face and call me Reece Walsh. And we've got a new pinned comment here. We've got a new pinned comment there, son. So the Dolphins will get this ball to the 30. Good run. Third tackle now at 35. It's all about colours in the NRL. What? I answered that when you asked. Oh, for God's sake, Surf Rider. Oh my gosh. You're 5 minutes behind, brother. You're 5 to 10 minutes behind, Surf Rider. You didn't answer that when I asked. You answered it when I asked, like 5 or 10 minutes later. For gosh sake, man. You're not watching the stream live. Can someone tell him in the chat that he's not watching the stream live? Someone please. Like, help the man out. Help the brother out of you. Help the brother out. Tell him in the comment section that he's not... Please, for the love of all that is mighty, refresh the live. Oh, Blake Wilson crust back here to the 20 on third tackle. 10 minutes to go the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. Should have a link that goes to the Muppets theme. Jared, they put links to all kinds of things. The best one is when Daz puts the application for McDonald's every time. So the Dolphins will grab that ball here at the 20 and he'll bring it out to the 25. There is one rule we have here. Oh, knock on by the Dolphins at the 25. So the Dogs will get a ball. Dogs will get a ball. There is one rule we have here at Reece Walsh Fight Club. We don't talk about the Reece Walsh Fight Club. No, the one rule we do have with the Reece Walsh Fight Club is that we actually do talk about the Reece Walsh Fight Club. That's the one that we do talk about, yeah. The Fight Club, though, we don't talk about Fight Club. But Reece Walsh Fight Club, yeah, no, we actually film it and put it on TikTok. You know, we definitely talk about that. David says, stop using the McDonald's Wi-Fi. And now he's talking about Rugby League Ashes in October. We go from being 5 minutes behind to talking about something in October. Alright, so it's the Bulldogs taken down here at the 22. Mitchell says, smartest Storm fan. It's a great point. Second tackle here for the Dogs, and then 19 metres away here from the line. 9.5 minutes to go the first half. They can't take the lead with the next score, but they can tie it up. They are known to be down at half time. This isn't a bad score from Ben in a low scoring, wet weather game like this. I'm telling you, there's going to be a time where the comeback doesn't happen. So you've got to fix these first halves, man. Fourth tackle here for the Dogs. They're 3 metres away from the line. Viliami kick out. Rolls it back to Reed Marnie. It's going to be 6 again. This is huge. Bailey Hayward now. And Lapoi Hapoi. He'll be 5 metres away. Oh, Reed Marnie! Reed Marnie! He's been held up. He's been held up. It'll be second tackle back at the 10. And it says a couple of you filmed that now as he's promoting violence. I think it's bullshit. I think that it's two lads in Australia. I don't think that Reece Walsh has done anything wrong there. He's a muppet, but at the end of the day, I don't think that he's actually done anything wrong. My mate Jesse, Best Sport 2.0, he did say that it was on cement, so probably don't do that. And I'm like, I get it. But I also think that guys are going to do guy things in Australia, and I don't think that that was two consenting adults who did that in that vicinity. So yeah, the concrete thing, bit messed up, but overall I don't think it's that bad. Cow held up again, but short. Good defense from the Dolphins right now. Fit tackle 1 metre out. Very good defense from the Dolphins to hold him out there. Out the back here to Burton, gives him space for a kick. In wet weather, this is going to be tough. I don't know what's happening here. This is going to be a knock-on penalty, something. I think the Dogs probably know this isn't a try. I don't know what's happened here. How the ball's ended up there. He's gone no try here in the bunker. They're saying first knock on Dolphins. Let's just make sure there's not another knock-on from the Bulldogs. This is the most scuffed try, and this is what you're going to get in conditions like this. So he goes up, and that's knocked back from the Dogs, actually. But how does the ball then get forward? Bronson Cherry touches that. Oh, maybe they say this is knock on Cherry, actually. What do they say here? Because that definitely touches Terry's hand first. We need to see how the ball ends up going back into the in goal, though. It's maybe play on. I don't know what they're going to... Backwards off the Dogs. Playing on. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but how does the ball get forward here? Oh, no. Oh, this might actually be a try. I don't know how this happens. Or did that touch him at all, or did he just score? Yeah, no. I think he scored. Yeah, no, it will be a try. That's the most scuffed try, but you're going to get that in wet weather conditions. So it is a try here to the Dogs. 6-8 with the kick coming. They will get it to make it 8-8. Wet weather conditions, man, you're going to see absolute dog shit tries like that. Strange try, so many hands involved. Yeah, very strange try. But again, wet weather, it's very hard to get a pretty just blatant straight try like that. You know, like normal. So 6-8 here, kick coming tied up. Seri knocked it on. No, I don't think so. I think that his hand is facing backwards. It then touches Bostock after that, which is what I think it's fine. Surf will be with us in a minute for the try. He'll be here in probably about half an hour. It was Jason David on the stream just then, on the coverage. So there we go. It is 8-8 here with 7.5 minutes to go the first half. I will say, though, it's so funny. There is so many content creators that are jumping on the kennel right now, like, demanding, like, it's like they've been there forever. And it's like, bro, the kennel's been dead for so many years. It's now good again because the team's good again. But you know what I want to put out here, to the people who were in the kennel for the years and years, and it was weak, it didn't sound good, there was not really a kennel at all for many years, probably about a decade. You know, probably 2016 till 2022. Whoever sat in the kennel and was actually a legitimate Dogs fan in the kennel, I take my hat off to you and I say you've done some really good work for your club, and I genuinely appreciate what you've done for your club. Any content creator or anyone jumping into the kennel now and trying to pretend that they've been there for years and years and years in the kennel, you are so full of shit. And I'm happy to call this shit out nowadays because there are so many people who are trying to claim that they've been there since the start in the kennel. I remember 5-6 years ago, before COVID, the kennel had probably less than 20 people in it. Dead set. There was probably less than 20 people in it, 20, 30 people in it. But it's like everyone wants to be the guy that was there the whole time. You weren't. But whoever was, I take my hat off to you and say you have done a fantastic job at sticking through and not letting it actually die. Where's the snorkel mask guy for the wet weather? Where's the snorkel mask guy? Dataman says, to be honest, Jason, no, there's nothing wrong with Jason David. No. Jason David was in the kennel when the Dogs were shit. Jason David has been there. You know, he was posting on TikTok all the time and doing his thing. I know Jason. You know, he's been doing his thing for years now, man. He didn't jump on the wagon of the kennel. Winston's one of them. He's definitely jumped on the wagon of the kennel. That's absolutely for sure. So fit tackle now at the 40, and they'll kick this ball down here into the corner. He'll go and get a random photo from like a few years ago and say, "Oh, I've always been there." You haven't. Someone says, Surf, I agree with the call, but I have seen it called the other way. Yeah, sure. Joe Farmer says, yeah, there was some sad times the kennel. Absolutely. You know, and it comes down to the people who stick around through the harsh years. They stick around through the harsh years, they wait it out, and then when they get good, then it's fantastic. I did what I could for the front line for 15 years, man. 15 years, now I'm traveling and doing my own thing around the world. But the point of the matter is that the Burrows in a tough time right now, and look, people are still going. The Roosters, Shookpan, have been in tough times. Not as tough as the others, but there are people still going to go. And people like Luke and whatnot on the drums. Has a big kick there from the Dogs, and he has knocked it on. I would let it bounce. Avarilla, you gotta be smarter than that, Brand. You gotta let that one bounce. You know you're not catching in these conditions. Quarter says, I feel so sorry for Jason to get so much shit. I do too. I've had to defend him many times, bro. Jason David, many a time, always cops shit. And it's like, sure, I get he plays into it a little bit, but obviously he's got a disability. Like, that's not something to hide. Like, he's clearly got a disability. I don't understand why people feel the need to go at him for that. I get the Dogs banter and the Dogs shit talk, sure. But when people take it outside of that, it's just like, you're a loser, dude. Oh, the Dogs knock it onto the scrum. Oh, they had prime opportunity. They knock it on off the scrum. Deary me. Little brother, Warrior Day 1, the wheels are always fall off, still here, Chee-hoo. Yeah, don't know what the Warriors have to do with any of this, but sure. Sure. There, that's definitely a knock-on there from Reed Marnie. Why is Jared's post being pinned? Because it was funny. That's why. Olivia says, are you going to come back in October to see Mariah Carey and Pitbull? Really interesting mix-up, but also no. Yeah, huge Mariah Carey fan, Blaze. He's massive. You get Sher coming back. Get Sher. Sonny and Sher, get him on. Get Sonny and Sher on, I'll be back. Third tackle now at the 33. Do you realise that I get more music better? Oh, he doesn't drop it. He juggles it, but he gets it to 45. Do you realise that I get better and more consistent music acts whilst in Asia? Because they're always in Korea. They're now always in like Mumbai in India. They've got plenty in Thailand and Bangkok. I could easily flip over to Manila in the Philippines. There's an easy little swing over to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. Like, Australians, we don't realise until we're out of Australia that everybody else has it so easy in regards to, hey, you know what, this weekend I might go fly to Vietnam. Like, Europeans are ridiculous. Like, they just drive between different countries. Australians, we don't have shit. You drive from England to Germany and you're probably not even out of Queensland yet. Matt Burton out of the left-hand side, now Marcelo Montoya, and he'll be taken out of the 44th tackle. Point of the matter is that I don't need to really come back because ultimately I got everything here. Australia's the best country in the world, but it's very easy to do. Oh no, he dropped the ball. Burton, that's a knock-on. That's a knock-on from Birdo, and it'll be Dolphins baller at the 45. Yeah, artists make bank when they tour in Asia, especially like Japan. Exactly right. Japan's not too far from me. I'm in Thailand. It's still a decent trek, but it's not too far. Actually, how far would it be to go from... Okay, so let's go Bangkok to Tokyo. Flight time. Probably like 4 hours? Oh, 6 hours. So it's still a decent trek. But nothing too crazy. Blaze into K-pop in a big way. I don't know what that was, but that's what it is. Great music. K-pop actually is a bit of a bop. I'm not listening to it ever, but it's a bit of a bop. Oh, here's a chance of the Dolphins! Farnworth flicks it out one-on-one. TRY. Third time, Fuzzy Checky Buster. Right on half time. Try time for the Dolphin. 12-8 with a kick to come. Definitely want to visit Japan for the next trip. Do it before, like... Is it August this year or is it February next year where they've got the tourist tax coming in? So try time. Try time is 12-8 to the Dolphins with the kick to come. Minute 25 to go the first half. Anyone paying $600 tickets for Usher? What is that ticket pricing? For Usher, considering his history, I don't know how much I'd be willing to pay $600 tickets to support what is allegedly going on with him. Now, I was talking about that Aussie bloke with the casino and Rich Dad. Casino and Rich Dad? What Aussie bloke are we talking about? Blaze looking like prime Roger Federer tonight. Well, I've been getting Daniel Ricciardo. You know, I've been getting Mr. Miyagi on Instagram. Everyone keeps... This isn't even the Mr. Miyagi. You know what? For the second half, we're going to wear a different colour one. They only cost like 100 baht here in Thailand, which 100 baht is... So the way you do baht Australian dollars is 10%. And then half that, and then take a couple off. So, for example, 100 baht, you go down to $10, half that to $5, and then it's like a percentage off. $4.70 for 100 baht, basically. And so they're like $4.70 each. So I bought like 10 of them. Mr. Miyagi would be proud. I feel like I'm more like a Daniel LaRusso, mate. A little bit more like a Daniel LaRusso. I don't know if I'm Mr. Miyagi. More like a Daniel LaRusso. But Jermaine Sarko here with 27 seconds off the first half. Will get the kick. Yes, he will. Conversion to the Dolphins. And we'll make it 14-80 with the kick to come. So 14-8 with 20 seconds to go. Now, Doggy fans, you're about to find out if I'm correct or I'm not correct yet. Because I will be correct at some point. Because the Dogs have a prime opportunity to come back in this game. Oh, prime opportunity to come back in this game, will they? Will they? Hey? Will they, though? I'm just saying, comeback kings don't happen every week. Sure, it could happen in this game. It's only 6 points. But I'm just throwing it out there. You can't be the comeback kings forever. So the Dolphins now will bring this ball to the 15. Ray Stone. Lapuso. You calling me a pussy? Is that what you're doing, Quarter? Is that what you're doing? Sure. That's me. Surf Rice says Broncos vs Titans in June. The Broncos will be in all back, raising awareness for mental health and Black Dog Institute. Correct. Completely irrelevant to this stream, but that is true. And no, the jersey does look nice. And I'm never going to insult a jersey, even if it's the Broncos, about mental health and Black Dog Institute. I'm never going to insult a jersey or some around or anything that has to do with that. There's more than just rivalry. And if it meant for charity, I'd even wear that jersey, to be fair. But it is half-time for the Dolphins not during the Titans game though, but half-time, Dolphins lead 14-8. They scored right on half-time. Let's absolutely smack through some of these team stats here at halftime. Guys, obviously go and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. We'll be live for every single game this weekend. So hopefully it'll be a cracker. And then you guys know it. It's going to be scary. It's going to be terrifying. But we will be live as the State of Origin is on next Wednesday. It's going to be a whomper of a day. We'll be going live probably an hour before Origin starts as well. Probably an hour. And it's going to be rocking, man. It's going to be absolutely rocking. So be here and get ready for some banter because all the Queensland and New South Wales, we're going to be going hard at each other. But luckily, we have a couple of English here on the channel who at some points, because it's going to be so red hot and fiery, we hate each other, screw the other side. We're going to be so amped up, and then we're going to see an Englishman, and he's going to comment, and then it's going to really calm it down because we're all just going to target him. That's what we're going to do. That's how we calm it all down next Wednesday. But all right, let's get to some of these stats. So Sarko and Jack Bostock have scored. Lipoi Hopoi has scored for the Dogs. Possession-wise, it's quite literally 50-50. I will remind you guys that at halftime, the stats do get updated. So the stats I give you are not necessarily 100%, but they are pretty much just a good basis. They're not going to change by a dramatic amount at halftime. Now, the time of possession is 12-12 to the Dolphins, 12-02 to the Dogs. So only 10 seconds more for the Dolphins. 75% completion rate is not actually horrible in wet weather conditions like this. 15 from 20 for the Dolphins is actually not too bad. And then 71% for the Bulldogs at 15 from 21 is also not terrible. It's just one more incomplete set. It's 6 incomplete sets compared to the 5 of the Dolphins. They're on pretty much the exact same marker. Now, all runs wise, 85 for the Dolphins, 77 for the Dogs. All run meters is 669 for the Dolphins, 566 for the Dogs. Now, the way you work this out, so it's 8. The Dolphins are just ahead. It's not too different. So 8 more runs for the Dolphins. You try to average out at 10 meters per run. Right now, it's probably, they would need to be getting about 12 meters per run, 13 meters per run. So the Dolphins are a little bit more ahead in regards to the meters, but it is still very similar. Post-contact meters, though, 232 to the Dolphins, 186 to the Dogs. That is very in favor of the Dolphins, despite that 8-run difference. It's still very in favor of the Dolphins. Line breaks is 2 to the Dolphins, 0 to the Dogs. 15 tackle breaks to the Dolphins, 7 to the Dogs. Average set distance, usually this would be dreadful numbers, but in wet weather conditions, you've got to go from 40 being a very good marker, 35 being the average marker, to pretty much 25 being the average marker and 30 being the basis. Like the 30 being decent, 35 being pretty damn well good, 40 being amazing kind of deal, like we tell you guys all the time. So the Dogs were at 26.99, which is not great, but it's also pretty bare basic in conditions like this. The Dolphins were at 33.45, which is getting towards very good level. The Dolphins are actually making some pretty good meters across the park. Now, in regards to the platable speed, 3.25 seconds for the Dolphins, 3.44 seconds for the Dogs. Offload, so that is very fast for the Dolphins in wet weather conditions. That is extremely fast. Wow, kudos to them. But 3.44 is pretty fast for wet weather conditions. It's not bad. Both these teams gone pretty fast, but the Dolphins are going, buddy, lightning. They're going absolutely lightning. Pack says Herbie's going to fuck on my bet. Mate, it's half time. Relax. But also, you don't really get on try scorers during wet weather games, to be fair. But it's half time. So offloads is 4-1 to the Dogs' way. Kick defusals, 33% for the Dolphins, 75% for the Dogs. Force dropouts, 3-2 to the Dolphins. You don't usually see that many, but that is a good amount for both teams. Defensively, you're going to see this. Effective tackle percentage. Defense under the wet weather is a lot better. Usually. 91.96% for the Dogs here at 183 tackles made for 15 missed tackles and 1 ineffective. That's really good. That's really good. And the 93.16 is phenomenal. 177 tackles made for just 7 missed tackles in wet weather is great. And then 6 ineffective, which outpowers the Dogs by 6 on the ineffective, but also they survive by 8 over the Dogs in regards to the missed tackles. So very good defense from both these teams here. Very, very good defense from both these teams. Let's move this one down. Negative play, 7 errors to the Dogs, 5 errors to the Dolphins, 4 penalties conceded to the Dolphins, 3 penalties to the Dogs, and ruck infringements is 1-1. But there you go, guys. That's the stats. Now, I'm going to read this comment out. Do you still club with Clarky Sports with Titans stuff? We do our own thing, man. We've gone our own separate directions. That's all I will say on that. So, Quarter with the $1 donation. Appreciate you, Quarter J. Get around ya. Get around you, sir. Get around your buddy. But yeah, look, based on those stats, it's still anyone's game. I am actually going to still go with my underdog tip, upset tip of the Dolphins. Could the Dogs be their second half team and come back? Sure, absolutely. But I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a point where they don't come back, and I'm going to back on its been today. Pax says, you reckon Herbie's going to get 6 in a row? Well, it's half time. Still a whole second half to come here, champion. Quarter J says, I'm going to game 3, so I'd prefer a decider. Nah, well, sure, I get you. Like, I get you, but also you don't want to risk losing game 1 just so the game, like, no, not really. I get what you're saying, though, on a financial level and I want to be at a good game level, but you can't risk losing game 1 because can you imagine if you lose game 1 and then you lose game 2? You've lost the series. You're now paying to watch a game that means absolutely nothing except to avoid a whitewash. Just because surely the Dogs can't keep winning, especially since they have players out. I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about the fact that you can't continuously be a comeback king team. It's not possible. At some point, a team will stop you. Because what are you going for? I don't care who wins. I tip the Dolphins. You kind of say this every stream, bro. I don't care who wins. I'm a Titans fan, so like I support the Titans players and fans and community. I don't support this organization, but I absolutely still support the Titans and will always support the Titans. And then I've got the Sharks as my soft spot team for my mum. Outside of that, I don't care who wins. I just enjoy commentating the games and watching the games. So it's not about who I'm going for. Honestly, both these teams could lose, and I would have a fantastic sleep tonight. Fantastic. But at the end of the day, I'm tipping a team, so just kind of whoever I've tipped, that's my answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you say this all the time. Just go with whoever I've tipped, bro. Just go with whoever I've tipped. Casey says, gentlemen, sweep, in my opinion, for State of Origin. New South Wales take 1 and then 2, and then Queensland win 3. Well, that's not a gentleman's sweep. What? There's no sweep there. Qantas says, I believe the Dragons should be your soft spot team, you bandwagoner. How the fuck do you come to that conclusion? That one, you're telling me who my soft spot team is. 2, I understand that you're about to say because I was born in Cogra and I was there for 2 weeks. Can't even remember breathing in that area. Why should I be a Dragons fan over living like with a single mother all my life and backing in her Sharks for her? Where the fuck do you think that I'm going to support the Dragons as a soft spot team? I don't care for the Dragons. Like, I don't have any animosity towards the Dragons. And if the Dragons were in a grand final, I'd go for them over anyone who's not the Titans or the Sharks. And I still probably would get around Manly for my dad. You know, I'd rather see my family happy than to see them unhappy, even though I'm not a massive fan of Manly. I wouldn't want Cherry Evans to be there. I don't think I could support him if Cherry Evans was still there. But once he goes, which is the end of this year, and they're not making the grand final this year, once he goes, I'm pretty okay with Manly again. David says, Blaze is born in Cogra, therefore he's a passionate Blues supporter, and we love it. Not how Origin works. And it says, Blaze, I like this outfit, you should wear it on Wednesday. Andrew, you know what I like? I like when you lost a Europa League final to a team that hasn't won a trophy in probably your lifetime. Casey says, Titans fan with Waz is my soft spot team. Yeah, I don't mind the Waz. I got a bit of a soft spot for them, but it doesn't mean that I support them. You know, like when you're a commentator, right? Like when I do what I do, I watch every single team. So it's very difficult to not have soft spot for teams, but also to just not have soft spot for, like, to not have. I can easily and just enjoy watching rugby league, right? There are some teams like the Eels and the Knights right now that make me sick watching their games. But at the end of the day, I still enjoy watching rugby league. I'm very different to a lot of other people out there who watch games and have nothing involved with it. Like if you just sit here and you watch games with us, sure, you might have dislike against some teams because of their fan base, or sure, you can like teams because of their fan base or because the streams are more fun. Fuck this Telstra ad. But at the end of the day, because I'm the one who's commentating the entire time and talking the entire time, watching the game and all kind of stuff, it's very difficult to have that same kind of passionate hatred towards teams anymore. Like even the Broncos, like I stream their games. Like I'll still put my hand up and get excited for you when the Broncos score a try. You know, like even though I'm not a big fan of their fan base, it's still just kind of a part of what we do here. So it's very different for me compared to a lot of people just watching the game, where you can have those passionate rivalry hatreds. When I was going to the games, different story, obviously. When I was going to the game, different stories. Pax says, "Cuz, give me Herbie's Addy, brother. I only get what you're willing to lose, man. It seems like you've put a bit too much money on a game that's really wet weather conditions." Jared Choices would probably need a canoe at Allianz. Jared, hear your year sevens talking about multis with their mates. Do they really? Year sevens? How old are you then, Quarter? What year sevens are you buddy conversating with? How old are you? If you're around that age, we've got to be careful about what we say here. But if you're not, then maybe we should be calling the police right now. Jared Fat Money says, "Yeah, that's true. To be fair, Titans have been my soft spot team, mainly because of seeing your passion for them and some really talented guys I've enjoyed watching." Yeah, a lot of people do say that, Jared. You know, obviously my passion is very strong for them, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do kind of have that soft spot for that. A lot of people also choose to hate the Titans because of me. That's what's going to happen when you're a content creator. When you have a platform, there are going to be people who love a team for you and hate a team for you. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, by the way, you've missed out on this week. Like, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you have missed out on me calling out a lot of the corporates of this club publicly. And it's not the end. It's not the end because I couldn't give a shit about them. I'm not seeking their validation anymore. There's plenty more to go in. And we found out, did you know this? This is a fun fact for everybody here. Did you know that the highest average ticket price across the entirety of the competition, across all 17 teams, is the Gold Coast Titans? Across all 17 teams, the four-time premiership winning Panthers team, the Broncos, who have the most members in the competition. I think they've got the most members in the competition. They get the most people to their games. All these teams that have won premierships before, been successful, blah blah blah. We are number one for the highest average ticket price in the entirety of the competition. This organisation is not a community club. This community is a community club. The Gold Coast Titans reflect a community club, but fuck the organisation because they are so full of shit. They are full of shit on so many levels, on so many different levels. And I'm happy to come out with it because I was restricted in what I could say for so long. I was restricted in what I could do and what I could say. Well, if you want to find out, it's very public information out there that can tell you about how the membership definitely doesn't give a shit about you. The membership, oh man, the biggest snakes ever did see in my life. But anyway, we're going to move on from that. We're going to move on from that. You did mention the Dragons and you are a flog, Jay said. Dragons are your soft spot team. Taxman kind of ruined that. That's a good point, Giovanni. That's a very good point. Also, if Herbie scores, don't forget the tip, which is required here. Yeah, we do get a 10% tip here. We do get a 10% tip. Lukewarm take. Waz have one of, if not the best communities in the NRL. I would say community-wise, they have the best. I would say community-wise, they have the best. Who's better? because you got to take points off of the Dogs' aggressive fan base. But there's also a lot of lovely, amazing, incredible Dogs fans as well. But you do have to take points off them for the aggressive and violent ways that Dogs fans have been for decades and decades and decades. I feel sorry for any Eels fan that had to go to Belmore back in the day when the ticket only cost entry fee for the first 60 minutes and the final 20 minutes were free. So any thug, any asshole who wanted to walk into the stadium to just do shit could. So Dogs would be 2 if not for that. I'd have to take away points for that. But I don't know what other clubs have a significant community around it. But the Warriors would be 1, and I'd say by a pretty country mile. You have to take points off them as they have Dasmate as well. That is a good point. We do have to take points off them for Dasmate. And then again, hey, Dogs fans, it wouldn't be the first time we've had points taken off it, would ya? All right, second half is about to start up here. The Dogs to kick this ball off, and the Dolphins will receive it. All right, Dogs fans, get in the chat. Do you think you can come back? Or Dolphins fans, do you think you hold out here? Everyone, let us know what your thoughts are in the chat. Hit that like button. It's free. You've been lacking on the likes lately, so smack the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. You haven't been lacking on the subscriptions, but just do it anyway. Just do it anyway. So Dolphins now will be second tackle here at the 25. And if you have subscribed here, then go follow us on Instagram, Big Ass Sport. Desmond says Eels actually used Belmore as a home ground while Para Stadium got built. That's fantastic. Nothing to do with what we're saying here, Daz, but that is fantastic for you to let us know. Fantastic stuff. I'm sure his ults are fully loaded. They're all on, mate. They're all on. They've never been off. So 4th tackle here for the Dolphins, 40 metres out. It's still pouring down rain, by the way. Ooh, let me just move that like that. It's still pouring down rain at the moment. And that's going to be a knock-on here from the Dolphins. Knock-on. So, Dogs ball at the halfway point. Quarter's probably calling his bank dispute as 9 cent dono. Oh, did he get removed, did he? Oh, no. How long did he get removed? Oh, did you hide his account? Did you hide his account? No, he donated like, I think, $4 or something, didn't he? $3? There's the 99-cent one, but then there was also another one ages ago, wasn't there? Or was that from somebody else? I can't remember. Can't remember. Alright, so first tackle now for the Dogs at the 35. There is a story in chat, Blaze. There is a story. It's a great read. As in, like, there's something that I missed? Did I miss a whole, like, conversation? So, third tackle now at the 30. Can you just, like, summarize it for me, please? Can you go, like, a little zip, 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 zap? That's what I want to hear. Zip, zip, zap. Just, like, a little summary and just drop it in the comment section. Sorry you missed it. No, there's no sorry I missed it. Dude, give me a fucking zip, 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 zap, zap. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the zip, zip, zap, zap? Doggy! Offload! That's going to be touched by the Dolphins, and it's going to be a knock on Dogs. They're going to challenge this, surely. I'd challenge this, but I'd challenge this. This should be a knock on here from the Dolphins. This is definitely a challenge. I did invite you. Jay, listen, I'm going to time you out. I'm going to time you out if you don't tell me a zip, zip, zap, zap. I tell you that right now. So, unless his hand's going backwards here. And, oh yeah, it is going backwards there from the Dolphins, to be fair. Yeah. No, but this isn't the knock on here. So the Nichols has knocked the ball backwards. That's fine. And then Kickout's one. It's backwards off both, but there's a knock on here, isn't there? Isn't there a knock on here? Yeah, there's a knock on there from Burton. So this is just going to be a knock on Dogs. So you've lost your challenge. Just give the Cliff Notes version of the story, Jay. I tell you what, I'm giving you one more warning. Tell me right now what the zip, zip, zap, zap is. Challenge is unsuccessful, so it's a Dolphin ball. That's the 15. Dolphin, kick. Jam. Kurt Donahue. Wait, is he back on the field? It was either... Oh, now I get it, Jay. That's all you had to say. It was either Aguero or Callstrike, but it's surely Aguero because otherwise, what are the Dragons at the? Where'd the Dragons come from? You know. Call Strike's a Roosters fan. No, it's definitely Aguero, Jay, because Call Strike's a Roosters fan. Aguero is the Dragons fan. And now, because the Dragons comment made no sense. And also, it was a brand new account, no? So if it's a brand new account, how would they know that I was born in Cogra to say that? 40-20 attempt, no it's not, it's just a kick down deep. But that was a weird kick there from Isaiah Katoa, made no sense at all. So the Dogs now will be taken down, 33 metres out here from the line, and that was an awkward tackle from Katoa as well. Could have been Jag 94. Nah, Jags, I don't think Jag's the type of guy that would go into fake accounts and whatnot. I don't think he would. Skunk would have had a heart attack if he saw him before that. Third tackle at the halfway point. The more he talked, the more he shot himself in the foot. See, that's the thing. You guys in the chat will notice more consistency from people in the chat than I will. Sometimes I'll pick up on it, but obviously I'm reading and talking and a lot's going on comparatively to if you're just looking at the chat, chilling out, kind of hearing the game, watching the game kind of deal. And that's going to be a 7-tackle set. Yes, it will be. 7-tackle set coming up here for the Dolphins. Good leave there from Bostock. So, yeah, I didn't even notice that. Giovanni says, funny you talk about Dogs point deductions when the Dolphins are on 14. I've missed the joke here. I know you're talking about the points deductions, but what's the relevance? Because it wasn't in 2014. Is my brain just not braining right now? I think it might be not braining. 14 players. Was it 14 players? Chad Force has beaten up any... we're going to be, firstly, very respectful, because I am in another country, and I'm definitely not going to be... We're going to be removing you for 1 minute. David says, imagine creating a whole new account just to then donate 99 cents and then proceed to shitpost. David, we get it all the time, mate. But I appreciate the donos, you know, like that dono will go towards a Coke Zero. The one that I can have a day, I can enjoy one Coke Zero per day. And it's at the end of the day. Might even have one right now. What are you going to do about it? You going to tell me I can't do it? Well, you're wrong. Because I can. So, you know, all those donos count. I'm going to a Thai boxing fight tomorrow night. You! Woo-hoo-hoo! Going to Thai boxing. And I tell you, they get nutso, bro. Oh! Knock over the Dogs here at 35. Yeah, I'm going to an official Thai boxing fight tomorrow. I will film it for a channel that hasn't been used much. But I will film it. That is a knock on there from the Dogs. I'm just rattling of Dragon Sports at this point, yeah. When you go into an illegal cockfight, you need help, Joe. Well, you know, illegal cockfights, they're not exactly what you think. It's not like the illegal version with chickens fighting in this country. So first tackle now for the Dolphins. Beat the 30-25. They had 14 on the field and scored a try because of it. Oh, bro, I'm talking about the salary cap stuff. I'm talking about like 03, was it? 02? Yeah, no, that's why I got confused. I'm talking about when they lost all their points. When's the ping pong content? Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd love a good old Thai ping pong video, wouldn't you, you sicko? Gee whiz. Right inside, the Dolphins. 2002, thank you, Daz. Giovanni, that one's a little bit bigger than the one you're referring to. So 6 again now. It's Sakatoa out the back. Kurt Donahue. Jeez, on him for coming back. They said he was out of the game. He's back. Broken nose, but he came back into the game. Sakatoa, third tackle. 1 metre away from the line. Third tackle. Deary me, Dogs. I'm telling ya. Just saying, the Dolphins score here. Second half. Is it on BK Thai Boxing Channel? Yeah, BK Thai Boxing Channel just without the Thai Boxing and just the travel part. Offload, Josh Kurt. Shuts out for the Dolphin. Brab. Boom. Booshka! Try time under the post for the Dolphins, and it is 18-8 with the kick to come. I'm just throwing it out there. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Comeback Kings, I don't know if you can keep it up. Ba-da-ba-do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-do. I don't know if you can keep it up. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Come back again. Comeback Kings are not sustainable to win the Muay Thai boxing, sir. Maui Thai boxing, sir. We got Hawaii. But no, yeah, it's Muay Thai boxing tomorrow. So I do Muay Thai every afternoon, so I'm basically a professional now. I've been doing it for 8 days, so I'm basically professional. Been doing it for 6 weeks by the end of it. I can't believe I've only been here for a week and a half. Harrison Graham with a try, by the way, for the Dolphins. But yeah, I've only been doing like this fitness retreat for a week and a half. It's 4 or 5 fitness classes a day. It's full on, mate. It's full on. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be... So we've got a ringside table. There's about like 10 of us going. And no, it's going to be a massive night. Massive night. They beat the shit out of each other, man. I said to everyone, like a lot of people, females who are attending, and guys are fine. But I said to the women, I said, man, just be aware. Like this is not. You're going to see kids fights, but those kids fights, they're going to beat the shit out of each other. That is what happens here. They beat the shit out of each other. That's the whole point of it. So it's like, it's 1,000 baht, costs like $47 Australian to go to this. It's a ringside table, drinks and food and stuff are all there. But the point of the matter is that you are going to witness someone kick someone across the head. They're going to get knocked out and probably lose a couple of teeth. Welcome to Muay Thai boxing in Thailand. So it's like, it's all well and good to... It's all well and good to go there and enjoy, but just be aware of what you're about to watch. So first tackle now for the Dolphins, the 15. Are you fighting that I'll tune in for? Shut up. Second tackle here at the 20. Brennan Johnson again. Ole, ole. It was an own goal, bro. What do you mean, Brennan Johnson? Third tackle even. I love it, but it was an own goal. It's a good watch. I've seen it there. No, you were at the ping pong fighting fights, mate. You weren't at the actual Muay Thai boxing fights. You were at the ping pong fights tournament. You muppet. Fifth tackle. That's not a good play, the ball. Yep, that's a knock on there from the Dolphins. So Dogs hit the ball here at the 40. That was Kurt Donahue. Iron bar shins. So I have a really good right leg kick, like a really strong one. Like it's a whomper. Everyone says it. My left kicks suck though. My left kicks are just awful. But my right kicks are ripper. How much will Daz drink if the Dogs win the Prem? Daz won't be alive, Ibrahim. Daz will not be alive. And that's touch wood. Because we want to be alive, because we want to buddy celebrate here with him on stream. But he won't be alive. Just like if the Titans win, I won't. I tell my mum this all the time. Oh, doggy, you knock on. Oh, come back, no come back today. Huh? First tackle. AJ? Jack Toy says, would the crane kick work against one of those guys? Yeah, mate. Yeah. Have you seen an actual, like, Thai fighter? Have you seen, like, an actual Muay Thai fight in, like, Thailand? To be fair, I can't talk about it just yet. I'll tell you all guys all about it on Saturday. Can't wait to reply with a clown emoji. Shit me, my phone's blowing up. Your phone's blowing up, Daz. This is what happens when you're a celebrity, Daz. Levi says, I went to a bar where you could fight another customer in the bar. What? It was to have a free meal, but in Thailand a meal is only $5, so I'd rather pay than have the shit kicked out. What the fuck? Where was this? Was this in Bangkok, or was this like Phuket or something? Where are you? It wouldn't have been in Chiang Mai. Where was this? What? Right outside of the Blake Wilson is going to get this ball here to the halfway point. You pay? You get a free meal if you fight someone? Meals here are like between $5 and $10. Probably $10. But then again, it depends where you were. Bangkok wouldn't have been $5 for a meal though. Free Happy Meal after the fight. You'd have to use the entire crane. So it's going to be Isako getting away from 1. Nearly gets away from 2, but he'll be taking down 13 meters out. And maybe that's where Reece Walsh thought he was. Yeah, he's trying to win some free food. There's a knock-on over here and a knock-on over there. Mate Mitchell, there's knock-on everywhere. That's what happens. This is the Brady Bunch. That's what happens when it's wet weather footy. Also, I underestimated how fit you need to be to even train in Muay Thai. Yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%. Dude, Muay Thai training is wild. Dude, and that's the thing. Like, you've obviously been at Thailand, so you know what I'm talking about here. And the same with you, Brenton, and whoever else has been at Thailand. Fifth tackle for the Dolphins to the 40. Is that... a lot of the trainers that train you are very good. Like from what we see, like they're like, oh, you watch them and their kicks are amazing. Their kicks are strong and hard. And they go bang and whack, and it's just so heavy hitting. And then they're not even fighting. They're not actually like fighting. One of the guys here is retired. The other guy just doesn't fight. He's a young dude, but it's like when you go to England and you play against some under 12s. It's like those under 12s are very good, but they're under 12s. Dogs here, 4 tackle at the 50. Cost of living is hitting hard where you have to fight for a $5 meal. These streets aren't safe. That would be a good idea for people in Australia, New Zealand, America and whatnot with the cost of living in England. But cost of living in Thailand, mate, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Accommodation is so cheap. And this is what I say. You go to India accommodation is extremely expensive based on the fact they know you need the good stuff to get away from all the crazy shit fight. And if you take offense to that, I'm sorry, but you're wrong, because it is a shit fight in the streets of India. Doesn't make it less beautiful, doesn't make it an amazing place to go to, but it's a shit fight in Delhi, it's a shit fight in Agra, and it's a shit fight in Jaipur. Those places. Dolphins ball here at the 33, 4 tackle. So you pay an exorbitant amount to stay in the good hotels because they know you need it. You can get some good value, for sure, but it's not to that standard. But then when you're in the public, you can eat very cheap. You can buy clothes very cheap. You can get scammed very cheap. You know, everything is cheap. Uber, taxis, tuk-tuks, everything is cheap. But then you come to Thailand, and the accommodation is way cheaper here for really good shit. Way cheaper. Way cheaper to stay in some amazing fancy hotels or amazing fancy retreats and Airbnb and all that. Way cheaper. But it is a decent bit more expensive on the streets of buying clothes or buying food and drinks and stuff like that when you're out. So there's the difference between the two. So 4 tackle here at the halfway point. They go to the left-hand side. Reed Marnie. Then Turpin, Burton, Viliami kick out. And it'll be fit tackle. Now have the Dogs 45 out. Big Puppy likes them oiled up pre-fight as well. What are you talking about? High kick up into the air. They contest it. They let it bounce. It will... I think that's a knock on there from the Dogs, to be fair. It's Dolphins ball here at the 15. Should be 0 tackle. No, it's just first. Yeah, the hits are solid. You'll hear the impact being as close as what you'll be. Yeah, we're ringside. So, because obviously we do this Palapon fitness retreat thing here in Hua Hin. So, he's been here for 15, 20 years, Klaus, and he's organised the ringside. So, he's obviously got the hook apps. There was an Aussie fighting last week. I just couldn't go and watch her. I don't know if there's a Aussie fighting this one. And Dolphins knocked the ball here at the 40. 25 minutes to go here at the game. Levi says, you volunteer to fight. Another customer would also volunteer. This was in Bangkok. Oh, was it in Bangkok? Like Sukhumvit area? Or like in Bangkok? Or just like the north, west, south? Sukhumvit was crazy place. Can I pick who I fight at this place? Seb, you can't just go up to the bar. And by the way, Dogs bought the 40. You can't go to the bar and say, hey, listen, I want a free meal. They go, you have to fight someone. And then you go, okay, can I choose who I want? They go, yep. And then you go point at the 7-year-old down there having food with his family. That's not how it works, mate. You can't just point at the 7-year-old lad and say, I want to fight him. Because also, if he's Thai, he still probably beats the shit out of you. Second tackle here at the 30 for the Dogs. David says, whatever gets you your free bucket of hot chips, mate. Free bucket of hot chips. So the Dogs will get this ball to the 25 on third tackle. India doesn't need you, but you need India, and they know this. Yes, absolutely. Do other content creators say that too, Jay? Because I know you watch a bit of it. My money's on the 7-year-old. Yeah, I'm betting on the 7-year-old in that instance. 100%. I'm putting my money on the 7-year-old who'd still kick the shit out of your shins. They do, yeah. Out to the left, kick out, coming through, but no, Dolphins will get the ball and it'll be... I don't know if it's a dropout or not. No, it will be a dropout. Dropout from the Dolphins here to the Dogs. Not really Jared coming out because that is weird. Dick Twist allowed in these fights. Okay, Seb Watson, you need help. SGPNG says Avarillo can play at fullback too. Well, Avarillo is playing fullback today. And we also know Avarillo can play at fullback because he played at fullback for the Dogs. Red light district around Soy Cowboy area. Oh, so exactly where I was just talking about. I know what you're talking about, man. Soy cowboy area. That is something, man. That is something. If you've never left Australia and you go straight there, like your flight goes to Bangkok, you go straight there. Welcome to a new world, mate. Welcome to a new world. Oh, second tackle now, 10 metres away from the line. 10 metres out. Reed Marnie is going to go to the right-hand side. Here's a chance now. Toby Sexton. He'll be 4 metres out, third tackle. Takes over Ram Ranch in Thailand. Of course, you'd think of that, you sicko. Third tackle. Short ball. Shots up and Duggan woof woof. Brap. Jake Turpin goes through. Oh, no. Oh, forward pass. Daz is going to celebrate this chat. There's going to be no try. I'm waiting for the capital celebration here from Daz. I'm waiting for the Capitals celebration. He might not be here. Yeah, here we go. There it goes. Here we come. I knew it was coming. But it is a forward pass, Daz, mate. I always wait for it. Couple of seconds afterwards, the Dogs scored. Daz is always in with some capital letters for a try. And he's not going to be too happy with the follow-up. Levi says, I have a Thai wife, so I get the shit kicked out of me every day. Send help. Joke. I don't think he's joking, lads. I don't think he's joking. And if your Thai wife can hear me, listen, get into him. Just do it. Just do it. You have our permission. You have our permission. Show him a great kick to the ribs. You know how to do it. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Giovanni says, have you seen old mate Shark with the lady boys over there? Dude, that's gone back years with that Shark, dude. Yeah, to be fair, like if he was still around this channel, he'd probably be asking for me to fly, but he'd train it up to Bangkok. So forward tackle now for the Dolphins. They'll get this ball to the 45. Fifth tackle. He'd be probably, I don't know where that guy is. He could be Pattaya. He could be Phuket. He could be Bangkok. You don't know. But if anyone's in Pattaya, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. If you go, like, there's kind of still only really one reason people go to Pattaya, man. There's so much, you can go so many places in Thailand. You don't, like, if you go to Pattaya, I know what you're doing. Like, I do. I know what you're doing. Phuket, you can go, there's more to Phuket than Patong Beach. You know, Bangkok is still a fantastic place to go without looking for all that. But, like, Pattaya, come on. I know what you're doing. So, fourth tackle here for the Dogs. They're 45 metres out of their own line. But then again, if that's your thing, if you do that, you want to find a girl and whatnot, even though the legal age of consent here is very, very low in comparison. Not so low as it used to be, but still very, very low. If that's what you're into, then you do your thing, man. But that's a cracking hit. Oh, that's a smack. Toby Sexton has just been hit harder. My gosh, that is a bulldozer of a hit. Who was it? Was it Felice Kafusi or who was this? Well, that's nothing wrong with the tackle, though. There's nothing wrong with the tackle. How is that a penalty? That's a perfect tackle. That is an absolutely perfect tackle. How is that a penalty? How is that a penalty? That's a perfect tackle there from Kurt Donahue. Reed Marnie, shut your stupid headgear wearing mouth. There is literally no reason for you to be upset about that. That penalty should be rescinded, but it's not going to be, obviously. But Reed Marnie, shut your mouth. You know damn well there is nothing wrong with that tackle. He hits him clean. He doesn't hit him high. He doesn't take him past the horizontal. There was quite literally absolutely nothing wrong with this tackle. There is no way there's going to be a bin here for the Dolphins. Reed Marnie coming in here serves zero purpose. Reed Marnie should honestly, should get bin for coming in, being involved. He's not going to be because he's a protected species. So Reed Marnie's going to stay on the field though. He's on no much. Yeah, it's bullshit though because it's not a penalty. That shouldn't be a penalty to the Dogs. That's a great tackle, SGPG. That is an absolutely horrific call from Todd Smith. There is nothing wrong with what Kurt Donahue has done. The only reason that this has been called a penalty is because it was a good hit. If the Dogs score here, it's ridiculous. The only reason that that's a penalty is because it's a good hit. It wasn't high. He didn't go past the horizontal. He's been hit at the same time he's kicked it. There is quite literally nothing wrong with that. And you're right, Mitchell. How many chances does Marnie get? So 5 metres out here. Reed Marnie goes left-hand side to Hayward. Hayward up to Curran. The Dogs score here. It's bullshit. 20 minutes to go here in the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. Reed Marnie. But I feel like I say this about every game with the Dogs. There's one call that just adjusts everything. Third tackle now, 5 metres away from the line. Bronson Terry to Reed Marnie. Reed Marnie to Bailey Hayward. Hayward off to Matt Burton. Burton underneath now. And Blake Taff will be taking down 10 metres out. 6 again. Todd Smith. Brother, give it to him. Just give it back to him. Allow him into the game, Todd. You know you want to at this point. Second tackle, 3 metres out. What is the old earphone clocked on, Todd? Have you been told? So this is where you allow the Dogs to gain their momentum. Third tackle, 9 metres out. They go out to the left-hand side to Bailey Hayward. Hayward underneath here to Matt Burton. Burton goes out to the right. Now be taken down 5 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. 4 tackle now, 5 away from the line. Burton's going to roll it back to Reed Marnie, off to Bailey Hayward. Hayward now 13 metres out to Toby Sexton. Sexton to Viliami, kick out, knock on, and ball don't lie. Ball don't fucking lie, Todd Smith. Ball don't lie. Knock on Dogs. Dolphins ball at the 13. 19 minutes to go of the game. Levi says, mate, the head nods I get from old dudes when they have a young misso is sickening. Hard to get used to. I'm only 26, so I just stare at them like, I know what kind of man you are. Yeah, you get that all the time, man. I'm in Hua Hin, so it's like Hua Hin's not too bad for it. There is girly bars and there is all that kind of stuff there. But also at the end of the day, you and me, like I'm 31, you're 26. It's not bad compared to 50s and 60s and 70s, which you know is a legitimate thing here. With that being said, there's still it's still weird to think about with that young, 18 and stuff. But at the end of the day, 18 and 70 is just odd, and you see it here. You see it here because it's legal. It's so weird to see. So third tackle, but the head nod thing is a really strange thing. It's like, mate, congratulations, you're a sicko. Seb Watson says, here comes momentum change for the Dogs to come back. Well, it was there, but now the Dolphins have the ball 45 metres out. Fit tackle. Blaze Federer showing he lives for the game. Oh, I do, though. I love the game. That's the thing. Oh, charge down to by William. Kick out. Knock on Dogs. 6 again coming up for the Dolphins. They're away. They could score here. They could end the game. Oh, taking down the 35. Flicks it back. Honestly, I would have just stayed on the ground with it. It's going to be Dogs' ball in the end. It's going to be Dogs' ball. Are they going to say no advantage? Oh, I don't know what that. Damn, they are going to say no advantage. Dogs fans, you can't complain with the call you just got before. They are going to say no advantage, so it'll be Dolphins ball. Dolphins deserve this W. Yeah, well, right now they're doing well, man, to hold it out. I did tip the underdog. I did tip the upset. So, Dolphins ball here at the 40. It's within 5 metres. The Dolphins didn't really take too much of an advantage, but you could argue that they did actually actually accept the advantage. So, Raystone comes off the field here. Second tackle now for the Dolphins, 20 metres away from the line. If they score again now, I think it's game over. Tonight's the night the Dogs fans keep their tickets in a glass figurine. Tonight's the night the Dogs fans realise that losing the first half consistently does not always guarantee you a comeback king. Left-hand side, short. Oh, 5 metres out from the line, 4 tackle. Oh, Nickel Remat's a 6 again. That's a 6 again, referee. That's a 6 again. Yep, there you go. There's a 6 again. 2 metres out from the line. Farnworth goes. Try time. That should be the game. 24-8 here with the kick to come. 16 minutes to go. If you come back from this one, Dogs, then you win the comp this year. You win the comp because teams need to start realising. I understand you're going to say you've got players out for Origin, you've got players out across the park. That's true. That's correct. They've also got Gilbert out. They've also got Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow out. But you cannot rely upon coming back in every single second half. You cannot rely upon it. If you have it occasionally, that's unbelievable. And you can still be known as the comeback kings over time around these points where you get a bad first half and then come back, and then you consistently find a way across the season to do it, but not every game. 2 weeks ago, you're down to the Raiders. No, sorry, 4 weeks ago, you're down Broncos 34-0 at halftime. You ended up losing that game like 42-18. You had a good second half. But the point of the matter is, you lost the game in the first half. Titans game, the Titans organization and the Titans club is a shambles right now. So you won that game. That's fair enough. Then you play the Raiders. You're down 20-0 to the Raiders in the first half. You come back to win 32-20. That's fantastic. Your first half still happened. And last week, you're down 14-0 to the Roosters at the halftime. You end up coming back to win, 24-20 against the Roosters. But let's still look at that first half. We then look again today. The first half wasn't actually that bad, but the Dolphins still ended up leading by 6 points, and now are up by 16 points. So this is the problem. When you rely upon the comeback, that comeback doesn't happen, and then the blowout can come. And if the Dolphins want to continue on with this, the blowout may come from it, and they may push it to the 30 to the 40 point marker. And that's the worry for the Dogs, because they need to fix these first halves. You cannot rely upon the comeback all season. Otherwise, this will happen. And now you see what I've been telling you for weeks and weeks and weeks. For 15 minutes to go here, the game 26-8 of the Dolphins. Mitchell says, wonder how Allianz Stadium are holding up with this rain in Sydney. Thank you, Mitchell. Seb Watson says, how's Herbie looking for that try? Oh, yeah, old mate. There you go. There's Herbie Farnworth. There you go. Where's that 10%? Where's that 10% pack? Yeah, where's that 10%? Where's that 10% pack? When there's a bet mentioned on this channel, we get 10%. Where's that 10%, PAQ? Come on, buddy. Come on. Dasmate says still first. I'm not insulting your club. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to encourage you. I'm trying to say, listen, it's a penalty here to the Dolphins. I've been trying to tell you guys this for weeks. I know that the Bulldogs organisation and players, and some of the players follow me. Like, some of your players do follow me on socials, but like at the end of the day, they're not listening to me for advice and encouragement and whatnot. But this is not me hating on your club. I'm not hating on your club. This is not a hate on the Dogs. This is saying on an analytical level that if you want to win the comp, you have to fix your first half. Comeback Kings is just a wank term. It's a wank term for we sucked in the first half, we came back in the second half, but it's not always going to happen. I would nearly make a bet that the Dolphins go on and win this game by like 36-8 or 40-8. I feel like the Dolphins go on and win this game by more. And that's because when you expect the comeback, it doesn't come. The blowout continues, and then it continues. Third tackle here at 30. Unless you're coughing up the $120, we don't care. It's a great point, David. That's a great point. Usually people who don't do it do actually get hidden too. So fourth tackle, I didn't even create this rule, which is the funniest thing you guys did originally. Play that there. Dogs kick it through. Knocked on by Burton. 6 again for the Dolphins. And Nicaraema's still going here though. Is there a team you do hate, despise? We're not sure. Like, I don't like the Broncos, Levi, and I would say I used to hate/despise them. Penalty to the Dolphins here. But now it's just like I commentate so much, man. I don't hate. I dislike for sure. But it's more the fans rather than the actual team itself. Go for the kick here, make it 20 points, and that's absolutely game over. So it'll be 28-8. So I'll go for the penalty here. All right. So 12.5 minutes to go to the game. The Dolphins are going to kick it through. So like I dislike the Broncos. I dislike currently a certain section of Tigers fans, but that's just because they think I hate their club, and I'm not just being honestly analytical and reasonable about the development of the club right now. But I actually like the Tigers as a whole. I just have told you for years now their fan base will be intolerable when they're successful, and they're already showing signs of it on this channel. Not a massive fan of the Eels. Like, I'm not a massive fan of the Eels, but again, like, I don't really care. Like, if I would rather the Broncos win a premiership than to watch the Storm or the Panthers or even the Roosters win again. And that's not because I hate the Storm or the Roosters or the Panthers. It's because I would like to see a change. Now, I would love to see the Titans win before the Broncos, obviously, because that would be the end of your life, Broncos fans. But Dolphins will hit the post, bounce back in, Dogs hit the ball. Wow, that is very unlikely. You don't usually see that. It's the Dogs hit the ball here, 13 metres out. Hits the post and comes back in. With that being said, though, I will always choose everybody else to win before the Broncos. But I'd prefer them over the Panthers, Roosters, and the Storm because they're so consistent. You want to see a fresh vibe. And at the end of the day, there are some dickhead Broncos fans, but there's also some amazing Broncos fans. There are Broncos fans that I know. Adam, great friend of mine. I'll always back him and support him. Plenty of Broncos fans that I know personally, back him and support him. Unfortunately, there's always going to be that select few that are a just Gronk part. There's a Gronk part of every single club. 10 minutes to go, hit the game, hit that like button and subscribe. But I don't want to take away the pure happiness of people from their lives just because of, what jersey they wear. So fit tackle here for the Dogs of the 40. Toms, should Benji be coaching the Tigers? I don't believe Benji's as good as people think. But it's still very early, mate, so I'm not making a complete judgment call. Penalty, high tackle, Dolphins. There's no way Dogs win this game. I hate the Eels, but I'm a Manly fan, so it's pretty automatic. Yeah, sure, but the thing is, if I wasn't doing this, what I do, and I was still going to games every week, and, I started to go to Suncorp this year and all that kind of shit, that I would have a severe, significant dislike for the Broncos. With that being said, the Titans-Broncos streams on this channel will get pretty leery. They will get pretty leery, because there's going to be a lot of Broncos dickheads who are going to come in here trying to cause shit, and there's going to be me who is just going to fire up. I'm just going to fire up. And we're going to have Titans fans here. We're going to have Broncos fans here. It's going to be a shit fight in this chat, dude. Origin will be a shit fight, but Titans-Broncos will be more of a shit fight, I reckon. I honestly think Titans-Broncos streams will be more of a shit fight than Origin. As a rusted-on Broncos supporter, the only fans worse than ours are Arsenal fans. Correct. I do hate the North Sydney Bears. North Sydney Bears organisation, actually. I'll say that. So that's the Dolphins here, and they'll be 20 metres out of the line, but that's not for on-field reasons. That's for their organisation. And again, I don't like our organisation right now. I think that a lot of the Titans organisation, I'd nearly go as far to say that I hate the Gold Coast Titans organisation too. Doesn't mean I just like the club. I love the club. I love the club and everything it represents. Dolphins flick it back. 6 again here for the Dolphins. 6 again. Dolphins get the ball 6 metres out from the line. It was a touch ball from the Dogs. Up the wires. Yeah, well, big game for you on Sunday, man. We'll be live here, Tom. We'll be live. Broncos are too busy counting their salary cap. No, they're too busy knocking out their mates in on cement floors and posting it on TikTok. Second tackle here for the Dolphins. They're 8 metres away. What did I say about the comeback kings, lads? What did I say? Dolphins now. Nicarima out to Averillo. That's a knock-on from the Dolphins. What did I say? I went to a lot of Titans vs Manly games at the GC. To be honest, Titans fans are pretty chill in my experience compared to going to Brisbane or even Western Sydney. It's because we don't have a massive fan base. But what I will tell you is that we have a passionate fan base. What I will tell you is that even though we don't have a big fan base, our fans do get up and do get at them. They do get up and at them. There are some amazing Titans fans. There's also some Gronk Titans fans, and a lot of them are actually inside of our organisation. But they are Titans fans at the end of the day. I don't think that their intentions are overall awful, but I think that the way they carry themselves within this organisation does need a lot of work. So second tackle here for the Dogs, and that comes down to that's in all departments. All departments. But there's definitely some specific ones that we'll be talking about on Instagram this week. Or next week. Third tackle now for the Dogs, and they're 28 metres out of their own line. We play the Melbourne Storm next week, by the way. So if you think that the Titans are in for an easy run, we play the Storm. Knock on Dogs. Dolphins are going to score again. Oh, no, it won't be. There'll be no advantage. So it'll be Dolphins ball at 20. So the Titans have to bye this week, and then next week we play the Storm at Seabass. It's fantastic considering their last game. They played the Sharks and lost. So let's see how this organisation can get this team up and going. Giovanni says some forbidden words may be used in that Broncos Titans stream. Oh, I'm pretty loose now with the F word and stuff. I don't really care too much for the F word. Obviously, a lot of words are fine. The C word I still won't use. I don't usually use the C word too much anyway. What else is there? Yeah, no, not anything super derogatory. Dolphins here, will score to the post, and what did I say? What did I say? I say this every single week. You cannot expect the comeback, because when the comeback does not happen, you will get blown out because your mind will go down in the second half and the other team will continue on with it. And this is why I tipped the Dolphins today as the underdog. I tipped this game perfectly. I know you've got players out, but so do the Dolphins. They've got Tom Gilbert out, they've got Hamiso out, they've got Marshall King out, they've got players out. Stop relying upon your second half, because this will happen. This will happen. Hey, Warriors fans, you should have no pants on watching this game. I'll be honest with you. You should have no pants on. This should be a no pants Thursday for you. Do you know why? Because this is now meaning that if you beat the Raiders on Sunday, you are equal first with them. And if you win by a decent enough amount, you actually eat so well into a big chunk into their points differential that maybe if things go to plan for you the week after... No, you'll have the bye the week after, won't you? Oh, no, you don't have the bye the week after. You have the bye the week after that. Oh, man, you're winning a chance. But see, this is the thing, Taz. Dogs fans need to understand when I say this "I told you so" statement, it's not because I'm trying to lord it over you that I know more than you. It's because I'm trying to say you need to acknowledge this. It's more about acknowledging it rather than me saying you guys don't know what you're doing, you guys as fan base don't know, you guys as a club don't know. I don't think that I know better than you. I'm just saying this needs to be acknowledged because no Dogs fans like to acknowledge it. They're always like comeback king this, comeback king that. Well, wank on this comeback king shit because it's 32-8 to the Dolphins and they've also got players out. So for any Dogs fans out there, don't think I'm insulting your team. I'm just acknowledging a part of your game that needs adjusting. Jared Fun Money says, you say that, but our two captains are unavailable this Sunday. I'm bloody nervous. I've tipped the Raiders, bro. It's nothing to do with your two captains, but I'm tipping the Raiders. Because I think that the Raiders have shown me a little bit more. But that doesn't mean that... Like, this is second versus third, man. This is going to be a good game. But I think that the Raiders win. Ibrahim says, what happened? What do you mean, what happened? I tipped this, right? Oh, God, this is exactly how I tipped the game to go, pretty much. But I didn't think that the Dolphins would go and win by 13 plus, to be fair. But I did say this is what happens when you're the comeback kings and you can't come back in the second half. You can't expect a comeback. Knock on Dogs. And what did I say? I said this game actually, at halftime, I said this game would end up 30-40 point lead for the Dolphins. I did say this at halftime. I did say, Steph Rhodes, my game is ahead. Hey, I don't want to hear nothing about your game being ahead because you're usually half an hour behind us. So I don't want to hear nothing about your game being ahead, bro. So first tackle now, 15 metres away. They go left-hand side, 6 again. If they score again, they're called perfectly. Perfect. No, I agree with you. I'm saying this game is Wayne. No, I understand you agreeing with me. I'm just kind of referring to you so that Dogs fans understand because they know you're a Dogs fan. I'm kind of referring to Dogs fans when I say this because Tigers fans, they have the IQ of like a 6-year-old that don't understand that this analytically criticising a team is, Dolphins try again, and this game is exactly what I told you it could be. 36-8 with the kid to come. 36-8 with the kid to come. I don't even understand a lot of your comments, to be fair, Tom. But 3 minutes, he's been timed. Did you time him out? Hold on. Oh, no, he didn't get timed out. He just had his comment removed. So, try top of the Dolphins under the post, and Warriors fans should be loving this. So, this is currently going to be a 30-point lead here for the Dolphins, which means the Bulldogs are going to go from plus 110 to plus 80. There's still about 2.5, 3 minutes to go here of this game. So, the Dolphins have a chance to go to 40. But the point is that they will go to about plus 80... which is still 75 in front of the Warriors, but it then brings the Raiders back into the question because Bulldogs losing this means that if the Warriors win, they go equal first. But if the Raiders win, it means that they don't go. No one goes equal first with you. But now you're 2 points away from the Raiders and the Warriors, and the Raiders will only be a very short amount behind you. If they won by 10, they'd be behind you by about 14 points differential. The Bulldogs are vulnerable right now. This big loss to the Dolphins is a vulnerable statement, showing that 1, you can get pumped. 2, the comeback king thing is absolutely bullshit. And you need to really rethink your first halves. But also 3, there are 3 teams right now knocking at at your door. And you know what? We can even say 4 because let's refresh this because the Storm have already got a bye. The Sharks beat the Roosters. Oh, dearie me, you're in trouble. So the Storm with their... Oh, hold on, let me move this up. The Storm now are on 16. The Raiders are on 16. The Sharks are on 14. The Warriors are on 18. The Dogs are on 20. So Raiders win. 2 teams below you by 2. 1 team below you by 4. But the Sharks also with a win could be below you by 4. You are in a vulnerable place because their points differentials outside of the Warriors will all be really close to yours now. So third tackle. Oh boy. I just realized the lighting here has been really bad. Next time, guys, when this happens, let me know. But this has to come here. Oh! Whoop, whoop. Oh, wow, 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 wow. We're going to do it. Happens to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It happens to everybody, ladies and gentlemen. And the Dolphins are away again. And what did I tell you? I literally have called this perfectly. Dolphins scored again. It's 42-8 with the kid to come. There's a 50 bomb chance here. Dolphins, you could end the Dogs' seasons right now if you kick this kick and then score again. Dogs, if the Dolphins kick this and convert, if they convert it, it's 44-8. They will have a minute to end the season of the Dogs because no team has ever conceded 50 and won the comp. Oh no, Dogs, this is a nightmare. Oh, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. G-Mates has come back Kings, lads. 6 tries in 2 minutes, no worries. Change it to 7, mate. Change it to 7. Oh, dearie me. I warned you for weeks, man. You can't say you didn't know this was coming. I've warned you for weeks, bro. I have warned you for weeks that this was coming. Oh no, massive fraud alert right now, massive. By the way, sorry about the quality of the camera, guys. I'll fix the lighting and stuff for tomorrow. Again, I'm in a different place today, so I'm in a different place, so I didn't realize the lighting would go this bad towards the night. Daryl says, Dogs could concede 50. We know what that means. Yet, no, I've just been saying that for the last however long. But the Dolphins aren't going to even try to score, I don't reckon. I don't even think they will try to score. A fraud alert is harsh, in my opinion. No, it is not. Could definitely see a Finns win, but putting up a fraud alert is not it. Disagree with you. The only frauds in the top 8 currently are the Rabbits. Okay, so we're watching a Bulldogs team that has lost 1 game all season, which was to the Broncos, mind you, who are currently outside of the 8, and they were down 34-0 at halftime to said Broncos team and conceded 42 of them. We're seeing this Bulldogs team with a couple of players out for sure, but also the Dolphins have no Jerry Marshall King. They have no Hamisa Tapawai-Fidow. They also have no Tom Gilbert. They have a few players out themselves. They're losing 44-8 to them with 33 seconds to go here at home at Accor Stadium. What part of what I just said is not fraud alert? Doesn't mean that they are a fraud. It means they are alerted to potentially being a fraud because they are now susceptible to multiple teams catching up to them. So I disagree with you. Tell me how I'm wrong. Dolphins catch it. All right, 26 seconds, Dogs. That's all you got to hold out to not concede a 50 bomb. This would be the wildest shit if they did. It would be the wildest shit if they could find a way to score the 50. 42 metres out here. I don't think they're going to do it, though. With 13 seconds, they're not even going to try. They might. Nicarima. At the back here, they're going to try. No, underneath. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Oh, it's the last chance season if they want to go for it. All right, here we go. Sakatoa. Ah, you soft cat. Sakatoa. So there we go, guys. There we go. That is going to be the end of the game. 44-8 here to the Dolphins. What a win for them. Now, we can go and have a quick little look-see here at the ladder because the buys have all been updated. So the Dolphins now, they will... So the Titans jump into 13th for the time being. The Dolphins will now jump back above them, and they will go into 13th position. They'll jump above the Panthers as well. So the Dolphins go into 13th. They also go above the Roosters into 12th, and that's it because the Roosters minus 46. The Panthers and the Roosters still to play this week who can go back above them. The Titans had to buy. They got their points. They can't go back above them. So the Titans will finish off in the bottom 4 this weekend regardless, unless the Roosters lost by like 60-odd points to the Sharks and Panthers and Knights. No, because the Knights and Panthers play each other as well, so one of those teams will go above. Yeah, no, one of those teams will go above. Yeah, for sure. On the other side of the table, the Bulldogs, they're in first place, but the Warriors now can go equal first with you with a win over the Raiders on Sunday. Their points differential is just simply not good, but with your 36-point loss here, you will now go to plus 74. The Warriors are on plus 5, so don't worry about them. But the Storm are on plus 135. Now, luckily for you, they're 4 points behind you, so that's fine. But the Raiders also, if they win, they're on plus 64. You're susceptible. You're susceptible to them. Not so much the Warriors just yet, but if the Warriors beat the Raiders, then absolutely. And the Sharks, if they win, they'll actually be above your points differential as well, and they'll be 4 points below you. So a little bit nerve-wracking times there for the Dogs, but at the very least, you will not be moving out of first place this weekend unless the Warriors won by 80 points over Canberra, which I highly doubt. But there you go, guys. I appreciate you for tuning in. Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be here for every single game this weekend. Tomorrow's game is the Eels and Manly. Eels and Manly tomorrow at CommBank Stadium, which doesn't have too much of an impact on the Dogs just there, but they will be keeping a close eye on that Sharks-Roosters game and a massively close eye on the Warriors and the Raiders. But all right, guys, I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And, yeah, appreciate you tuning in. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.